new empiricist calls into some questions like say like conversation between an idealist and like some an analytical idealist and a physicalist, right? And they come to some understanding that I don't know the universe is made of mental substance and mind. That's not an empirical claim. That's not a conclusion you come to empiricism. Yet everything that they have also aligns with the natural science. So they're using like more rational, some reasoning to get there. Because trying to explain the data some other way. But
The way I kind of approach it is well, I'm stuck as a subjective agent in objective reality. So I assume there's an objective reality, and my model of it internally is not 100% accurate by any means. And I'm just doing my best to try to make it as accurate as possible.
Yeah. But yeah, hey everyone, thank you for being here. There's 6 people here right now. If you can, you don't have to, but if you can, please tap and share the
also, how
live.
much philosophy have you learned in the last 4 years? I'm curious.
Oh wait, me? Or
Yeah,
how much philosophy?
yeah.
Like I need to read more books,
Around,
but
around the MOA,
say what?
MOA,
What's the MOA?
nasty work, London #1.
Oh. But no, I've learned a little bit off of TikTok. A lot of stuff I've heard, I've like maybe read some articles on it, and like I think TikTok has helped me to learn some things, but yeah, I do need to do my own like personal reading. But also really quick, yeah, there's 6 people here. If you can, tap your screens, like the live, share it with anybody who you think might be interested. And yeah, I am doing 1v1s. Pop up anytime if you want to answer the prompt, or we can talk about anything, frankly. I could change the prompt even. But yeah, but yeah, I've learned some things. I've learned here and there. I would still say I'm like a rookie when it comes to debating and stuff.
What do you think is your strongest? I think you like the POV, right? That's the one they found the strongest.
Yeah, so like I don't know if you guys like watch anime, but like I think like like Naruto has that move that he does, like Shadow Clone Jutsu, where he makes like a bunch of himself, right? And like he kind of uses it over and over again, but he's like mastered it to where like it's effective and it can like defeat any enemy that he wants. And I
Hmm.
think like my main move is like Problem of Evil. That's like kind of the go-to, and it does the job. So
Okay.
like and then I might do other things like textual criticism or like
Run.
divine hiddenness or
So
contradictions.
what's your response to like someone that just say, "Hey, God knows better" or whatever? So step with the
Um,
theist. I don't like understanding
well,
of what you mean by good, and they attack your understanding of good, bad, and they just say you and God are just talking past each other. So there's no since
I mean
there's no
like
objective notion of good.
yeah. So if someone says like God knows better, then like is
Well, let me not say better because that's implying a lot. But let's say like you have you understand good to some kind of be some kind of way. God understand good to be some kind of way. So you guys are talking past each other. What do you say to that?
um like if someone said that like me and God have like a different understanding of good.
Yeah, like say like a serial unaliver has a different understanding of good than you have.
I would just say like I would just say that that's actually an interesting question. But I would say like the way that I would define good would be like what would be best for like a subject, and then I guess like good in the Christian sense would be
What is
like
so how you what's the correct what's how you determine what's best for a subject?
yeah. So
What's the
like
criteria?
so I mean like smoking like cigarettes, right? Probably wouldn't be like best for like a certain subject, right? In regards to health or like prospering, or I think like jumping off a
Oh,
cliff, right? Wouldn't be like the best for a
oh, you
subject.
mean when you say best, all you mean there is to say like healthy and
Promoting,
physiology, like promoting health and like wellness and
yeah, like
fitness.
promoting like the ultimate
Just
like
like a
What if I
discretionary
don't want
thing.
that?
huh.
What if I don't want that? What if I want to be sick? I think that's best.
I mean, then yeah, I guess like yeah, we could have like that discussion, but like I mean, like, yeah, that is true. Like, everybody has their different like desires or wants, but I think like there are like certain things in nature that are like objectively like bad for individuals. Like cutting off your arm is probably like not good for an
How
individual.
you determine that's not good though? That's the question. Like, what's good mean here?
Yeah, that is a good point. Cause like yeah, that is a good point. Cause
I think
like what?
well-being is the better term, right? Like, isn't it you're
Yeah,
focusing
cause
on
like
people's well-being? It's more
yeah,
of a
cause like
general catch-all.
yeah, like cause like what if somebody wants to cut off their arm? Like what if their well being is like cutting off their arm? But I feel like
I could
even
have been
if
bit by a snake or a zombie.
yeah, like even if somebody wanted to cut off their arm, I think like they would experience pain and like suffering and like there are things that are just inherently harmful to an
Man, why is
individual.
pain and suffering bad?
If it's
I mean, it
unnecessary, I think it's
hurts.
bad.
Yeah,
If
but
Yeah.
it's
why is that bad?
gratuitous, I think it's
I
like
think the
bad.
question is why is that bad though?
Um, why
Bad
is
because
it
that's the
bad?
description we give to activities like that or things like that, right? Like good
I
and
guess
bad
just
is
Um,
just a
the bit the
word that
bit
we use to
what I'm trying to
describe
levy,
things.
no, I'm trying to levy is that maybe God has some different understanding of good in a way that a serial unaliver has an understanding of good that's counterintuitive to how we understand good.
yeah. Um,
How did you determine it's possible for something like a god to exist?
wait, hold on. Wait, that's a whole different thing. But no, like I get what you're saying. Like, what if God has like a different idea of like what is good than like what I'm deeming to be good? I mean,
No,
like,
no,
there's
that's one
just
critique. Now that's another critique, right? You could say
yeah,
that God desires a world where all moral virtues attain. So God, so in this world, I mean, that'll probably commit the. I think it's weird to say that if God wants a world where all moral virtues attain, that you can't really commit. You can't also say that God desires evil because that's a separate argument that you have to make.
oh no, but like I have a response to that one. So like if someone says like I actually think that the best argument against the problem of evil is like character building, like saying that like we have to have evil in order to have like bravery. I think that oh and sorry Travis, I'll get to you in a sec. Sorry. Just give me like
Oh, no problem.
um but I think that character building is a good argument against like the problem of evil in the sense of like we can't have bravery without like some evils that would provide a situation for somebody to choose to be brave and like act in the situation. Um, but I mean, like, I think you could literally do what Alex O'Connor did in the Jubilee video. He sidestepped like human suffering, right? And he said like I understand that like there's some suffering that's needed for character building, but what about like animals being born with cancer or like animals burning up in a wildfire or like a
You know,
river that goes through a
I didn't
flood?
just. I don't want to limit it to
I
just
like
character
that
building.
analysis.
No,
I watched that video too. It was
I don't
cool.
want to limit it to character building. I want to say that all is put up all moral virtues can possibly attain. So maybe that's if God desires a world where all virtues can attain. Maybe that's a reason why this gratuitous evils exist. Maybe there's some goods that could be obtained through that. Now you
Yeah,
could say now you could say that is it logically possible? Now you could ask if it's logically possible for God to create a world where all these virtues be obtained without a need of evil, and it's possible, but I think it's
yeah,
not. But that, I don't think it's metaphysically. I don't think it's metaphysically possible, but it might be logically possible.
yeah. So it's like that would be my next question. My next question would be like, okay, so you're saying like God like allows for these things because like He can bring some kind of like good out of it, or like there's something He's trying to achieve. Then yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's like maybe it's not. God doesn't want a relationship, but God rather wants like a world where all these virtues be obtained.
yeah, but like yeah, so like I would ask them like, is it logically possible that He could like do it without? But like whenever you say virtues, you're talking about like bravery and like character traits, right?
I mean, just any kind of virtue, and it may not just be limited to just those traits. It could be whatever that God wants, I guess.
Yeah, but like but I mean, that would only really apply to humans, right? Because humans have like the
I
level
don't
of
know.
consciousness.
I don't know if I don't know why it apply only to humans. I'm not sure why it's restricted to
Because
that.
like, because animals don't have like animals are not going to they don't have the same level of consciousness as we are to be able to like understand like why suffering happens. Like I don't think
I don't know if I'm gonna make the claim that animals don't have their own sense of morality. I don't know if I'm not agnostic to the fact that animals don't have some sense of morality, and
yeah, because like
I don't
animals
think
don't
it's a
understand
morality
like
argument. It's just about pure suffering.
yeah, because animals don't understand like moral choices. Like I don't think a lion thinks before it eats a gazelle. Like, oh, this might be a sinful action, but I gotta eat
yeah.
the gazelle.
I
Like,
mean, I don't. I think okay. I think when an animal understand what's wrong to it, and what is like when they understand like to take care of their cubs. That maybe this is. I don't know if they understand this. Maybe they have an understand that this
Oh,
is good to
there's
take care of the
animals
cubs.
that do have social behaviors and things like that, like apes and elephants. And like elephants, I think, bury their dead. There's some interesting stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm agnostic to that claim that they don't have such understandings, but like. I'm not too sure why, if God desires a world where all these virtues be obtained, why it has to be limited to
but
just
also,
human
wait, really
beings.
quick, let's pause on this. I am doing 1v1s. So let me get to
All
Travis.
right, I'll one v
But
one you host.
but wait, hold on. But no, these are good questions. Um, and yeah, like I do have to answer to the other thing that you brought up. I think it was a good challenge, right? Like there's gonna be things that I hold to be good.
Transport depravity too. You have to answer
Real
to.
quick, I only want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I have this chick wants to debate me old covenant versus new covenant on Christianity. I already like dog walked her, but she's angry because I used the mute button to like shush her up.
Yeah.
I
Good.
may
Yeah.
invite her
Schedule a
over.
formal.
I
Like
may
ask
invite
her.
her.
She'll do
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not smart enough to do a formal, but
it.
I'm gonna have her come over here, then let you take my mod, and then we can just do like a 10 minute or 15 minute like cross section.
Do it. Try to get her over here.
Okay,
I'll host it.
thank you.
Um. But yeah, okay. Yeah, so thank you guys for being here. There's 10 people in here. If you can, like and share the live. Hey, MX. I talked to MX the other day. He's a really cool dude. But let's keep it at this for now. Let's not let anybody up. Wait, PRK. Let me keep you in the comments for now, but I'll bring you up later. But yeah, I kind of want to have like two friendlies and then like the person I'm doing the 1v1 with, because like I don't want it to get like super chaotic like it usually does. But no, MX is a really cool guy. I talked to MX the other day. He's like one of my followers and he's a good friend. I think he's pretty cool. But yeah, like and share the live. I'm doing 1v1 conversations, not debates today. Conversations. And yeah, let's get to it. Travis, what you got for me?
What do you mean exactly when you say anecdotes are good evidence for the Christian God?
Okay, so basically, hold on. Basically, like one of the issues that I had with Christianity whenever I left was that I would pray for something, and then like that thing would happen, and um, on one hand, it could be God that did this thing for me, but on the other hand, I couldn't find the symmetry breaker. What's up, Jason? Hey, J Train. I couldn't find a symmetry breaker between like it being God that did this for me or it being just a coincidence or something that's possible within like the natural world. So anecdotes are going to be these things where like people say like, you know, um, I was in a car accident and my car rolled 3 times and like I prayed to God that I wouldn't pass away and I saw like an angel in the distance saving me from this truck. And so on one hand, it could be the case that like there was actually an angel there and it was saving you from like this car accident and your car did roll and you know God saved you. I'm not denying that possibility, but at the same time, like it could also be that you got in a car accident, you rolled your truck, and you have adrenaline pumping through your body. You have been concussed. You have a concussion. Like medical records show that your brain is rattled from rolling in a metal car 3 times, right, and hitting rocks and debris. I'm in this car accident, and then your brain is trying to like create images to keep you calm and help you survive this incident. And it's essentially like that experience you're having could be explained by like the world of naturalism where there is no God, and it could also be explained by the world where there is a God. And it's hard to really kind of figure out which one is more accurate in regards to like what happened.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, I can totally see where you're coming from because, subjectively, that person in the car, that would be good evidence that God does exist, but somebody listening outside the story, like you said, could have a different perspective, and I could see how you would be like, well, that can be explained by a concussion with a hallucination.
Yeah. Which
Um,
like
Memory's kind of a tough thing too. Like when you remember stories or retell stories, people will change little details and things like that as well. So it's hard
yeah,
to tell,
I have
like the
noticed
100th
that, and that
time
is
you've heard the
weird.
story. Yeah.
But you
yeah.
also got to remember impact events bring extreme clarity even after years and years. Like 9/11, you could ask people where they were and what they were doing, and they will tell you exactly. It doesn't matter if they were wearing necessarily a red or a blue shirt, but it does matter that the plane did hit the towers. And kind of where I'm going with this is that it's not necessarily all anecdotal if you do look into the history of the scriptures to me, and I'll explain my reasoning for that is the fact that um Paul specifically here I'm talking went from a place of great power, claimed to have this experience, and then went to prison and died for the fact that he saw and he met Jesus risen from the dead. And I think that is an extremely good argument, along with the other disciples dying a terrible death over the claim.
Wait, actually, let me stop you there. But the point that you're making is awesome. Like, I love this point. I was studying the resurrection for a little bit, a couple weeks back, and I love to look into the resurrection. It's very interesting. But with Paul, right? It could be the case that like Paul saw Jesus on the road to Damascus, and like he legitimately had like a divine experience. But we also have to take into consideration that Paul was involved with the prosecution of tons of Christians. During this time, he could have like heard things from Christians that would put like little details about Christianity or who Jesus was in his head. Paul didn't meet Jesus. Paul didn't shake hands with Jesus. Paul never interacted with Jesus. And a lot of Paul's writings in regards to like the resurrection were just things that were being given to him by the early church. Paul was just mimicking, or just like he was just telling you what people told him. And like Paul was involved in like the persecution of Christians, goes on the road to Damascus, and he hears a voice and says, "This is Jesus," but he never really met Jesus. He doesn't know who Jesus is. Um, and and like it could be God, but it could also be like a variety of things. He was in the desert, hearing this voice
People
having this
today
vision.
report seeing loved ones after they've passed. Like it's a pretty common experience, and a lot of people find it cathartic. So I think
Yeah, yeah,
it's very
yeah.
human to have an experience that you
Wait,
interpret
can I
as a
refute
human.
something really quick?
Wait, hold on, wait. Before you refute it, well, let me say this, right? Yeah. So like Paul was in the desert. He was having a vision of Jesus, right? On the road to Damascus, he could be starved. He could have maybe ate something that could have caused him to have this vision. And also he could be feeling guilt from being involved in the persecution of Christians and all sorts of stuff. So that all of that plays in. And then you
Stress,
said
yeah.
you said that Paul was willing to like unalive for Christianity. Well, I mean, like we can talk about Jonestown and how they were willing to unalive, thinking that he was a prophet and he did miracles. People literally drank cyanide in order to unalive for Jones, or the guy that was involved in Jonestown who told them to drink cyanide poisoning and unalive themselves and that they were going to go to heaven. So just because people unalive for a belief doesn't mean that like the belief is true. This is very prominent in cults. People will like give up on their families, their friends, isolate themselves, and unalive themselves for the sake of like a cult that they believe to be true, but it doesn't end up being true. And there's multiple examples, right? Jonestown, Heaven's Gate, and the list goes on.
Okay, so I want to refute this point first. Is you said Paul didn't know who Jesus was,
Yeah.
which
Paul.
I
Oh,
I
Never met the
think
historical Jesus, is what I think you were saying, right? Like before the crucifixion.
yeah, like Paul knew who Jesus was, but he never met Jesus personally. That's what I meant. Like he might have known, like, oh, there was a guy named Jesus. Well, yeah, he persecuted Christians, and he ended up meeting with like the disciples, but he never met Jesus personally.
yeah, no, I would agree with that. I thought you were meaning he didn't know who he was at all. He was just going around unaliving a bunch of people and didn't know what it was for. So I was going to refute that. But I
think that would
do.
be really stressful for him, though, right? So if he did, like, say he did have a heat stroke or he did fall off a horse or something like that, and he had a vision to interpret, that might have played into it.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Oh, what happened to him?
you could make up infinite possibilities about what could happen in any scenario.
Yeah.
Some don't involve all-powerful gods. Like some involve just natural things that happen to people all the time.
Yeah, so like I would say that typically whenever we're looking at something that happened and we're trying to figure out like what's an explanation for this thing, I mean, like, I just think that like it's going to be more likely that the naturalistic explanation is more likely than like the supernatural explanation, because with the naturalistic explanation we can base it off of things that we actually encounter in real life situations. So like the idea that like Paul might be starved or he might be feeling guilt over like being a part of the prosecution of Christians, and hearing details about Jesus and his following. We see this all the time when people like unalive people. It does have like some mental like effects on them, and this is like a common phenomenon. And I mean, yeah, like people having hallucinations or visions, like that's a common phenomenon given starvation or maybe eating the wrong foods or spoiled foods, like maybe spoiled bread or different things. And yeah, like these things we can actually like empirically verify and like see them occurring in the natural world. And those are going to be way more likely than like Jesus legitimately rose from the dead, which is like defying all physics and visiting people actually in the desert. That's what I would say.
So I think you run into a slight bit of a problem if you take the everything has to be naturalistic and tangible view, because there are plenty of intangible things in this world that we all universally agree exist. I would argue that thoughts, love, perception of reality are all things that we cannot prove, we cannot study, we really don't know a thing about, and cannot necessarily be just naturally explained, such as the reason why we have like we were the animal that became able to communicate better with each other than any other animal and build all these crazy
I guess
amazing things. And I think the explanation of God designing us specifically for that is
Well,
you know,
like
I guess
really,
I was,
like I wasn't saying like everything has to be naturalistic. I'm just saying like it's more probable that it's
I
naturalistic than
I
like
was just I was just questioning what you mean by exist when you're talking about like concepts. Like, do you think?
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
the
I don't
same thing.
want
I was thinking that exact same thing. Like in all those examples, say as a hypothetical, everybody on Earth just disappeared. It was like a Thanos snap, and they disappeared. Would any of those things still be a thing, or does they require a human mind to inhabit?
well, that depends, because if you believe in eternal life, then no, all those things don't disappear. But if you believe that everything just turns into nothingness after death, then yes, those things do disappear. So I don't
I think
think,
it's just like it was before you were born. So it's not like it's nothing. It's just we don't possess the things to experience stuff anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm playing Fortnite, and I'm also streaming to like YouTube and Twitch. But I hear what you're saying, though. Um,
Yeah. So I don't
but
know. To me,
but I guess to clarify, like yeah, like I'm not saying it has to be naturalistic. I'm just saying like naturalism would be like more probable.
I love that we're talking about probabilities because I've been really working on this like modified Occam's razor argument, and it has a lot to do with this exact topic. It's what's like probable versus what isn't probable.
Oh, we could probably get to that eventually, but let's stick on like what Travis was probably talking about. But what do you think about that, Travis?
well, sorry, I was kind of thinking about his point of view, and I completely lost my train of thought about the what he was saying with the. I don't even remember now. Now I'm losing all train of thoughts. You're making me
Well,
fun.
basically, what you
It
guys
might
were
be
at was
called cognitive
Um,
dissonance. It's
I
like
mean,
it's when you're uncomfortable holding multiple ideas at once.
I think where you guys were at in dialectic was yeah, you were trying to like, I think you shift the conversation to like the idea of concepts like love existing. And I think you seem to agree that if human beings, or rather, if all minds cease to exist, these concepts no longer exist. But I guess if there's an afterlife, that this concept still exists. Um,
yeah,
but I don't know if by exist, all you mean there is just to say is in minds. I guess. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not too sure what if this is supporting if that's a supporting argument for something just because something exists in minds, it supports God's existence.
Yeah, but also like to clarify, Travis, you're arguing that well, yeah, well, what Bobby said is valid, but you're saying that like so like the topic is like why are anecdotes good evidence for the Christian God, and then you're just saying that like Paul's anecdote seems to be a pretty like legit anecdote, and my issue with Paul is just that I mean, there are like naturalistic factors that could contribute to like why Paul had his anecdote. And like on one hand, I'm not denying the possibility that Paul legitimately had an experience. Like I'm open to that being a possibility. But it's also equally as likely, if not more likely, that like there's some kind of naturalistic explanation for it. Um, that would like literally cancel out the need for like the supernatural. And yeah, like it could be like again like trauma from being a part of prosecuting Christians, and he maybe feels guilty. We have studies that show that like murder can contribute to that. And then also like maybe he was exhausted, maybe he was like starving and having hallucinations, and also like other things contribute to it as well. Like he never met Jesus. He didn't really know him personally. All he has is maybe details from the Christians that he helped persecute, and he has this vision that Jesus was speaking to him, and there's that. So even that anecdote, I think, just like any other anecdote that we get in 2025, um, could easily just be naturalism, and I'm looking for some kind of symmetry breaker where I should believe it's supernatural.
yeah. I mean, I understand that point. I just I just fundamentally don't think that you ever could or will get an answer if you take that position on everything, such as, oh, it could have been anything, any sort of naturalistic explanation. Because you can't physically prove really anything. So I think it's extremely hard if you go down the amount of possibilities to ever convince yourself anything is really true.
Well, like,
I
Do you
know
think
I'm
you
not too
can
sure
live
that's true
like,
your
either.
life as if the supernatural world doesn't exist?
wait, hold on, really quick. But like, I don't really think it's like I'm not really asking you to prove to me that this is supernatural. I'm just asking you to maybe make like a probability case that it's more likely to be supernatural than like naturalistic.
I'm not even sure it's true that just because I'm not too sure that last comment was, but I'm not too sure it's true that just because it doesn't hold to God belief, you can come up and have some truths about reality and whatever, how like how love or stuff these things exist. these things can exist. All you could have truth makers and true things without God. I'm not too sure how you do that.
But what were you saying, Icon?
Kind of forget now. What was I talking about? Oh, do you think a person could live their life as if the supernatural world doesn't exist?
Yes, I do, but I believe that also everything would have to be subjective and
That
you
doesn't
could
that doesn't
not
follow either.
define good or evil
That
or
doesn't follow.
huh?
That doesn't follow either. That just
Why not?
what is it about living your life like God doesn't exist until that everything's subjective?
Well, I mean, everything is subjective. We're stuck in a mind. We experience the world subjectively.
Well, I mean, that's
No, that look.
like a whole other
The no,
discussion.
the point of the question is just what is there's no entitlement like there's no entitlement about one living their life in a way that suggests God doesn't exist or that also entails that
No, no,
everything's
like the
subjective.
supernatural world in its entirety, like no ghosts, no goblins, no fairies, no unicorns. The supernatural world in its entirety.
Yeah, exactly. Even if I grant you that that supernatural world is gone, that doesn't entail that I have to live in a world that's non-subjective. That's no entitlement there.
Yeah, but that's gonna dive into like another
It's
conversation.
another conversation.
Realism.
Yeah, we don't need to do all that. I'm just saying that's flawed reasoning.
Yeah. But
I
But
just
yeah.
asked if you thought it was possible.
no. But yeah,
So you don't think it's possible for somebody to live without engaging the supernatural?
Oh. I guess it depends what you define necessarily as supernatural.
Well, it's anything that's not natural.
yeah. So yeah, anything that's beyond the realm of like what is natural or what we experience in nature would be like the supernatural.
Yeah, and anything
So-
measurable, right? Like where there's air and Wi-Fi and things like that, we can't see them, but we can measure them. It's anything that's measurable in objective reality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because I think all humans love someone, and love is not measurable.
Well,
What? I thought the question was if you could live your life like as if God doesn't exist, or something like that.
yeah.
You said without any supernatural
Yeah,
things.
yeah, without any
It's-
supernatural things.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I
how
don't think I think I've lived without the supernatural world for the last like 4 years. I've been trying, anyways.
But do you have anybody that you love?
Wait, do you think love is supernatural?
I mean, yeah, that's a whole different thing.
He said anything you cannot measure.
I mean, you can measure love, I would say.
Supernatural. But I can measure love. Like I can look at my receipts on what I've paid for my wife's gifts. Like there's different ways you can measure love.
Yeah, there's ways to
If love
quantify
isn't
love.
measurable, then you're just stalking somebody.
I don't think love is measurable because then you're assigning love to money paid,
One example. There's many other measurables, but love is something you do, right? It's an action.
I do agree that it is an action, but it also is an immeasurable feeling.
Wait, what do you mean by immeasurable feeling? Like, because I mean, you can measure it in regards to actions.
Yeah, but such as like when my fiance is in the same room as me and I look at her, there is a feeling that I absolutely cannot measure. When I give her a hug, there is a feeling that I cannot measure, that I cannot reproduce from anything else.
I mean, well, technically, actually, we can probably even measure that because, like, I mean, like, there, like, I think that, like, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there has been studies that, like, whenever you see your favorite color, like, happy chemicals are emitted in your brain, and then also, like, whenever you see somebody that you're in love with or you're very fond of, chemicals are emitted in your brain. So to an extent, yeah, like your heart rate picks up, like chemicals are released in your brain. Like we can measure love. via some metrics.
Heart rate's a
actually.
good one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So
But
actually,
also,
so yeah, those things can be measured. But this is besides the topic. But like, I'll humor it for now, and then I probably want to get back to like what we were talking about. But I guess, or maybe now would probably be a good time to get back to it. But yeah, I would say like, so again, like I'm not asking you to like prove that like anecdotes are real, but like, what would you say would be like a symmetry breaker for like why I should believe that like maybe Paul saw Jesus on his on the road to Damascus, or um, or that like any anecdote, right? Like let's say somebody like flipped in a car and saw an angel. Why should I believe that that actually happened rather than like use naturalism to explain the phenomenon?
well, I think that if it's somebody you know and trust, you can probably take their word for it. I mean, there have also been tons of experiences where people are not on any substances, they're not hungered, they're not famine, whatever.
I don't think Paul wasn't convinced that he saw Jesus. Paul very well could have been convinced in his mind that he saw Jesus and acted on that, right? But that's different than Jesus actually showing up and talking to him.
Yeah. And also, when it comes to like trusting someone, do you think like trust and faith is a good way of like getting to truth?
Yes and no.
I mean, like maybe when you trust somebody or have faith in somebody, you might like accidentally stumble on the truth. But I mean, I don't think like trusting somebody or taking their word for it really helps us like understand if maybe their anecdote is actually real or not. Oh, also before you answer that, if you're on the guest request, just bear with me. I'll get to you guys in a sec. I do see you guys. But yeah, I will get to you guys. So yeah, just wait for me. I'll get there. But
You can do a timer. You can put like a timer.
yeah, maybe like 15 minutes. Yeah, but
That's too long. Yes.
someone told me 10 minutes, and yeah, I could probably do 10 or 11. But yeah, Travis.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could necessarily give you. I don't think I have the words to articulate it.
Yeah, which is totally fine. Like that's like every day, like we're learning. We're trying to figure out like what the truth is, right?
Yeah.
It's totally fine that like you might not be able to articulate right now, but these are things to like think about, right? Like whenever someone comes to you and says like, "God saved me from something," and like listen to their anecdote, but also like like ask yourself like, hey, could this be explained by like naturalism or like something scientific or other things, and like why should I believe that God actually like saved them? So things to consider.
Yeah, I will consider it, and if I figure out how to articulate it, I'll come back another day. But
Honestly, if I'm wrong, I want to know. I can't make myself believe things, right?
yeah, no, I get it, and I really appreciate you guys being respectful. Most of the time I come on here and people are just yelling and insulting people over nothing. It's like, geez, you guys are crazy.
Yeah. No, like I totally understand that. Like, I do spend a lot of time in the debate space, and like I am guilty of like yelling at people and stuff. But that's kind of the reason I want to do 1v1s, because I kind of have a chill demeanor, and I do want to like have a conversation with you and like connect with you. To be honest, like the debates are fun. Yelling at people and competition is great, but I want to get to know you and like what's your answer for these things, right? I do want understanding, and like we kind of want to learn and grow, and we're all trying to get to the truth. I think I enjoy conversations more than heavy debates. But
Yeah.
I do too. Like, instead of defending a position you've already made, like actually be receptive to new information and let it inhabit your ideas, right?
Yeah, no, you don't. Me personally, like, that's why I have a lot of trouble when I go on there, because I just come on here trying to talk to people, but a lot of people are just trying to win, so they pull out all the gotchas.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't seem like that, and I respect you guys for that. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, but yeah, like like consider those things. Like think about it. If you ever want to like break down a thought with me, feel free to like come back. And yeah, like if you follow me, I'll follow you back. I follow all my followers. And yeah, come back and share with me any new findings. We'll be here for you.
Yeah, you earned my follow.
Okay. Yeah, it was good talking to you. But yeah, and also
Yeah, you too.
you brought up a really good point with Paul. It's a really good thing to investigate, and I think it is pretty significant that Paul went on the journey to road Damascus, and this guy hated Christians, and he completely changed to become a Christian himself. So it is something to consider.
Yeah, very
I
powerful.
agree. It would be nice if Jesus could do a road of Damascus for everybody, right?
For real. Like I would love a road of Damascus. Like Jesus, please come down and talk to me. I would love to talk to Jesus and get my road of Damascus
I
experience.
would too. I mean, even if he tells me he's not the son of God, he had some very good teachings. So
But
very
Enjoy
interesting
biblical
guy,
scholarship.
even if you just look at it historically. So I encourage you guys even just to keep reading, the New Testament and look at it as a historical book and not necessarily as a religious text, because it is very historically accurate.
no, I have to probably
I
investigate
mean,
that. But
it doesn't like it describes events that didn't happen in history. Like we know Noah's flood never took place, or the Exodus wasn't an actual event. Like we don't have any evidence for that stuff. So I don't think it's a history book necessarily.
I agree with
Well,
that.
I
More
wasn't
so,
talking about the Old Testament, but there are some convincing findings on Noah's Ark
yeah. But
and the
like
flood.
yeah, but that is like a whole other conversation. And yeah, like I would make the
Yeah.
same arguments. But we can talk some other time, Travis. I'll probably have to get to some other guests. But yeah, come back anytime with new findings, and I'd be happy to talk with you.
Sweet. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you have a good one. And then, really quick before we get to our next guest, thank you guys for being here. I know there's like 11 people on here, which I still love that you guys are here and you're watching my stuff. So, if you can, please tap your screens, like the live, and share it with anybody that you can. And yeah, I appreciate your support regardless. And yeah, like I really like these conversations. And like, yeah, I think Icon and Bobby, you guys also made some pretty good points. And no, it was cool. Well, we'll get on to the next person. Um, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm gonna call you X. How about that? And we can work with that. What you got for me, X?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? You got anything about the topic?
Yeah, no, I was enjoying you guys' conversation, about especially about Paul. You know,
Hmm.
it's definitely the situation is worth putting under the microscope, you know. Often when people talk about Paul, okay, every Christian actually revolves around the same sort of style as him, right? Because it's based on experience. Most Christians you'll talk to will claim they had an experience, like they experienced Jesus being God, in some form, right?
Yeah.
So that's important to note. And yeah, I mean, as you guys see, I'm Muslim, so I'm a revert. But I chose to be Muslim because of the tawheed, the concept of everything's just revolved around just worshiping God alone and understanding the characteristics. But yeah, I mean, so it's Islam is not based off of experience at all. It's based on more of objectivity. So that's the thing, right? Because then you go into the conversation about everybody has their own truth. And I mean, that's the road you go down when you go down Paul's road.
Yeah.
It's not about, it's about individual truth. It's like, who are you to tell me I didn't experience Jesus Christ as God, literally. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what you the wall that you run into when you have this. It's all depending on the individual. What are they open to hearing? Can they can you see eye to eye with the things I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
is what I'd
which
say.
like, which I totally
I'm
agree.
confused, but
Like, oh no, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, yeah, with these anecdotes, like the reason that we can't take people's words for it is because, like, everyone's got their own truth, and everyone's got to say, like, God talked to me, or like, and there's different people with different anecdotes from different gods, right? Saying like God spoke to me, right? And on one hand, I'm not going to tell you that like God didn't speak to you. It is possible that He could have spoken to you, but on the other hand, like we're seeing these phenomenons all around the world, different gods very frequently. And I mean, naturalism can
Can I
explain
point
it.
something? Can I point something out? And here's another thing to really consider is like the way that science looks at that is, in other words, if you're somebody who goes to deal with talking with a therapist or a psychologist of some sort,
Yeah.
and you tell them, yeah, God spoke to me or I experienced God, they're going to interpret that as like a hallucination. Like I want to give you my perspective. Like if Paul was alive and he can sit in front or he can sit in a room with a psychologist and have a conversation with him, I think the psychologist would probably say this guy's, schizophrenic, bipolar. He's saying that, you know what I mean? Based off of his experience in Acts, I guess, what is it, 12? I'm sorry if I
Um,
don't know the exact chapter. It's in
um,
Acts.
where like I can't really remember the chapter
Luke and Acts
either.
is like fan fiction, right? They were the same author.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure where. Wait, I think it is in Acts when he talks about his experiences on the road to Damascus. He says that like I saw something, but I didn't hear anything. And then I think in a different part in Acts, he says they heard something, but they didn't see anything. No, but yeah, you're right. It's in Acts that Paul like I forget the author
It's
of
like I
Acts.
could look it up, but I don't think the Bible is authoritative.
So
So
this is
Let me look
why,
it up real
as
quick.
Muslims, we look at Paul as the one who deviated from Jesus, right? And he kind of took Christianity into being this faith that it's following him and not Jesus, right? As Muslims, we would say we are following Jesus. We're following all the prophets. What would all of the prophets taught? And the reality is they would be teaching basically the same thing.
Okay, so
As all prophets.
oh good. Oh, sorry, my bad.
You know,
Um,
same God. Yep.
But I did look it up. Acts was written by Luke, but it does talk about like what Paul saw on the road to Damascus. Um, I remember reading those verses. Like Paul was saying that like I saw nothing, but I heard a voice from what he deems to be Jesus. And then I think in a different part of Acts, there is some kind of like discrepancy there in regards to like what the people that were with him saw or heard. I can even pull it up in my notes to be more precise, but here, let me pull it up.
Yeah. That's really, and that's why
so
I
there's
commend you
Acts
guys.
9:3 and then Acts 22:6.
Yeah,
Luke's
it's in there.
narrative versus Paul's retelling, and then Acts 26, Paul's retelling again.
Yeah, let me see. It's in my notes for like Bible contradictions, and yeah, we can find the specific verses. But yeah, and again, with that, right? These things make me question anecdotes. We see certain things like this all the time with anecdotes. People might remember things poorly, or people might get the details fuzzy, or make mistakes. Some people are even making stuff up and like want to con people. That is a thing.
Well, and it's we
This
all
is
agree it's possible for humans to believe something's true when it's not actually true, right? Not like we can all point to an example of that.
so. If I could just say this to you guys, like I believe this is what I would say. From my point of view, I would see you guys as Muslims. You probably all have a line with like Muslim, but faith, because if you believe in one
I
God,
don't have time for all the praying.
Well, the point is that I get that. I get that part. I don't either. Really, honestly, I struggle a lot with even getting time to pray because I work like crazy, like, and I hear you. I think, but that's one of the things that it's like, I wish people weren't afraid about because really, if you do learn Salat, and which by the way, the Bible, like in like Psalms, he makes reference to Salat when they pray. So it's like, in other words, like all the prophets taught prayer in this way, right? So that's why we say all the prophets, and that includes Jesus, of course, peace be upon him, that, he prayed in this manner. In other words, putting the head on the ground and, different recitations,
Hmm.
and just
Yeah, it's
saying,
rituals. It's
it's
like,
me, God,
so let me ask you, so you were a Christian and you're Muslim now, or?
Yeah, yeah. To be very full transparent, I come from, you know, Christian family,
Mhm.
Catholic stuff like that. I come from that,
Yeah.
So when
right?
you look at, oh yeah,
I get it
they're
from
so
both.
intermeshed. It's so tough with the Abrahamic ones, right? You can't really, they all
Come
kind of
again,
bleed
but one
together.
time? Can you say that question again?
Oh, I was going to say it's hard with the Abrahamic ones because like there's three Abrahamic traditions, right? Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And I was trying to make the analysis. I was wondering if
Which one's telling the truth? Which one is the true one, right? Is what you really we should.
well, but I was interested in when you look at Christianity now and the rituals and things like that they do, can you
Right.
see that as a faith tradition that they're practicing, like and
Well, I
see
would
the
say that.
theological concepts that fall into that faith tradition?
Look, I would say the rituals that are performed in Christianity are more tied to like the ancient pagan, sort of, you know what I mean? Versus when you look at Islam, it's like, okay, why are we doing this? Because God ordered it,
Yeah.
right? Like
But
everything that
Well,
we
so just forget about Islam. No, I mean, no, don't forget about Islam. That was terrible to say. But put Islam on hold for a second and just focus on Christianity. If I was to
sure.
say, like those Christians are practicing the Christian faith tradition, and they have theologies like Jesus is God, and there's a heaven and there's a hell, and these fall into that faith tradition. Could you see what they're doing as practicing the Christian faith tradition?
So wait, I just want to get the question clear. You're saying, can I see what they're practicing?
No, no, just see it as like a social thing. There's a group of people that are practicing a faith tradition. The faith tradition they're practicing is called Christianity.
I would agree with that, right? Because here's the thing. I mean, it all kind of goes out the window when you but when you look at, with the critical lens that, okay, look,
Well, and
this
it
is,
would be the same with Judaism too, right? Because not every
yeah,
Jew is like a practicing
the
Jew, because
man-made
that's a
religion,
cultural
which
thing as well, but they're still Jewish, right?
the
So they're
Bible is,
practicing their own faith tradition.
the Bible is explaining to Christians about how that's what pissed off God. That they created this religion of Judaism, right? Through there's different time eras, right? There was the Babylonian time period, and they
yeah,
were
but
under
really
the rule
quick,
of.
this conversation might be skewing off a little, and sorry, I don't want to like interrupt like a good conversation, but I probably
It's
do want
totally
to
my
pull
fault.
one track.
I need to stop.
But am I
Amazing.
right or wrong? Is the Bible explaining how God was angry and Jesus was angry, right?
If I was religious, I think I would go Islam as well. It's the third in the trilogy, right? It's like Christians just gave up at the second book. Why aren't they looking at the third one?
Well, I
Yeah.
think this is the
But
point I wanted to make, is that I
but
think that as a former Christian,
yeah.
I find it that it's like it unlocks all the knots that Christianity does to you, right? It kind of like unties all of those chains, and I don't know how else to put it,
Yeah.
but that's
But,
kind of where I'm trying to show you. But go ahead.
but really quick, yeah, let me read so yeah, I have in my list of I have a document of like contradictions from the Bible that like I'm looking through, and it's like notes I took on a video on YouTube. And yeah, like one of them is going to be like on the road to Damascus, did Paul's traveling companions hear the voice of Paul? Hear the voice spoken to Paul? So Acts chapter 22, verse 9 says, "Now those who were with me saw the light, but did not understand the voice of the one who was speaking to me." But then, like Acts chapter 9, verse 7 says, "The men who were traveling with him stood speechless, hearing the voice, but seeing no one." I'm not really sure if that's like a contradiction. The video on YouTube said it was. But yeah, like one verse is saying like they didn't really understand the voice speaking, and the other one is saying that they heard but saw no one. But then so one verse is saying that they saw a light but didn't understand the voice of the one speaking, and then the other verse is saying that the men stood speechless, hearing the voice but seeing no one. So there might be a contradiction in regards to like, what did they see like exactly, or like what did they hear exactly? Did they understand it? It's not the strongest contradiction. It might not even be a contradiction, I'll be honest.
Look, a psychologist would look at this as some sort of evidence that, oh wow, yeah, there was definitely mental illness here from this person.
Or just an episode, right? Like people under stress have episodes. It's not.
And he's murdering
nobody's
people
immune
for acts, right? Like this guy is a. That's why I'm just saying. Even if you look at it from the Islamic perspective, that we look at it, this guy's in hell. This guy definitely is in hell, and he's gathering more sins because he's leading people straight to this day. Do you see what I'm saying?
Does Islam still rely on the Jewish mythology, like the events?
No. What I'm pointing out
but hold on,
Jewish.
wait, that might dive into like something else, but
Well, no. I'm glad you bring this up because it's not. Look, if you see that Christianity was formed 2,000 years ago, where it wanted to basically incorporate all these different traditions and tie it all together and call it Catholicism or Christianity, right? Judaism was like before they created Christianity, they were creating Judaism. So that was angering God because they were having a man-made religion where they were going astray from. In other words, Islam is the religion that always was. It's the worship of God alone, like the true God. So that's the important thing to understand, is that all the different prophets, they worshipped in the same way. And then when you see the timeline with Paul, he skews from Islam, and he kind of creates,
What's your evidence that all the prophets worshipped in the same way?
Yeah, like I was about to say, there's some stuff I would challenge there, but
all of this is spelled out in the Quran when you read the Quran. But
yeah, so you're not saying all the prophets worshipped in the same way, and that's why the Quran is true. You're saying the Quran says that all of the prophets worshipped in the same way. So I could just disregard the Quran and say it lies about how some of the prophets worshipped.
Prostrating, and
not all the prophets prostrated.
But also, wait, actually, yeah, Giuseppe, you wanted to come up and speak to him about something on Islam. Was there like a particular point?
No, there wasn't. It was just like he said a lot of things about Islam and Christianity that's kind of weird. Like he commented on how Christianity was an amalgamation of pagan beliefs, which he may have an argument for that fact, but he's also missing the fact that Muhammad was born into the Quraysh pagan tribe who circumambulated the Kaaba, and he folded circumambulation of the Kaaba into Islam, again, consuming a pagan practice.
No. What do you guys say to that?
That's interesting. I didn't realize there was like a proto-religion to Islam.
I hear you with that. I'm thinking less is more anyway. Look.
And if you want contradictions, we've got Surah 15, where is it?
Contradictions in the Quran?
Yeah, it says that Adam was made from clay, and then it also says Adam was made from nothing. So that's Surah 15 for clay and Surah 19 for nothing. Got Surah...
what was Adam made from then?
Well, look, you have to understand that clay is a reference to earth, like that we have earthly bodies. But when
but how was Adam made from earth, but also made from nothing? So Surah 19, ayah 67 English translation, but bear with me. It says, "Does man not remember that we created him before while he was nothing?"
Right. I mean, that's the truth in a way too, right? Before we were created, we were nothing as well.
But Surah 15 says that we were made from dust. How are we nothing but also dust at the same time?
See, here's the thing. I'm not an Arab speaker. I'm American. So I'm the wrong person to talk to because they would
There's a
tell you
large population of
language.
Muslims too that don't speak the language, right? But they can recite the Quran even though they don't speak the language.
I can recite about 10 chapters of the Quran. This is me being Muslim less than 3 years.
The only Arabic I can say is kun faya kun. I think that's really cool.
Faya
That's
kun,
a really
yes.
cool way of saying. Yeah, very cool.
Be and it will be, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I gotta say, there's some cool stuff about Islam. I will tell you that. I like
Yeah, no, I
dates, and
appreciate
Muhammad liked dates. Dates are great.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm against, like, I don't follow hadiths. I only go by Quran. You know, after being in the communities with Sunnis and seeing look, the Quran actually
How many-
prohibits the sects. You know, different
many-
sects. So,
But yeah,
How many
like
times a day do you pray?
well, really, like when I'm living my best life, 5.
Okay,
Well,
do you know that the five prayers only come from a hadith, not the Quran, right?
Right. So if the Quran is 3.
Yeah. So why do you do 5? If you
Right.
don't follow the
I'm
hadiths?
not. Look, I'm not the best Muslim in the world, right? But
You don't want to make Allah mad. You got to.
If I have-
that, he said.
no, it like to pray 5 times is not bad.
Yeah, but the Quran tells you 3. So why don't you do 3 if you don't follow the hadith, which tells you 5?
Well, the Quran really kind of points to, look, pray even most of the night. So it's saying like prayer is really reserved for the night, you know, for the most. That's like my take on it, you know.
But regardless, I guess like the last question I'll ask you is probably gonna be like about the prompt. But like, what were you gonna say in regards to like why anecdotes are good evidence for God?
Would you consider that like the angel Gabriel reciting the Quran as anecdotal?
Hmm?
Well, in regards to your prompt, like if we're talking about anecdotal evidence, I don't think anybody was in the cave with them. So is the idea that Gabriel came down and gave the Quran verbally to Muhammad, is that anecdotal?
Yeah, like that would be anecdotal,
Paul?
but then I would kind of question the source of like the claim being made.
look.
And
Sure. When you look at that sort of a thing, you look at the product, right? Like you want to understand the tree, you can examine the fruit. So, we have the Quran, which is, the word of, like, from our perspective, the only remaining pure word of God, like, word for word from, because look, the Holy Spirit we see is the same as Jibril or Gabriel, right? We see that they're the same. Like Angel Gabriel is the Holy Spirit. He's a messenger from God to the prophet, whoever the prophet is, right? So that's why we see Jesus, he had this similar, like all the prophets had to deal with Gabriel because he was the messenger from God to reveal things, to bring things down. Right? Even with Moses, he didn't see God's face to face. Same thing.
He spoke to God who was present in the burning bush. There was no angel involved.
But
Yeah,
there's
but
also a Bible where it explains that he didn't see God face to face because
I know. That's why I say he spoke to God, but there was no intermediate angel to deliver a message.
right,
Yeah, but
and that's in the Quran as well, by the way, where he speaks with
It's a
that whole event.
yeah, but to be
then the
linear-
question would be, who's in the bush then in the Quran? Because Allah can't enter creation, so how is Allah speaking from the
Sure,
bush?
I mean, and look, God can do whatever he wants, right? So if he
Well,
wanted,
can't enter creation, you would say.
Oh, that
Even
makes
if
it
that
hard
was
to
his
find
goal,
mistakes if God can just do
speak
whatever
through
he
a
wants.
burning bush, then he can do it. Why not?
But also like to stay linear, like you're saying like like we can trust that this anecdote is true because like what's the product of the anecdote or what's the product of the anecdote, and then you would say like the Quran would be like the product. And so let's say like we're inspecting this anecdote, an angel visited Allah in a cave is what you're saying, and like he gave him the Quran, and the Quran's like the word of God, like coming from literal God.
Muhammad in a cave.
It was revealed over
Dictated
23
to-
years, the Quran.
Oh,
It
so
wasn't revealed all at once. It was revealed over a long period.
okay, so describe this anecdote about the angel in the cave, like who was there and what happened.
I mean, that goes the route of like people who are fanatical with hadiths, which I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm kind of more like, okay, that stuff is a little bit, almost like evangelical flavor, right? So when you go in, we could go into that, but then you got to kind of have that mindset of like tripping out. You know what I mean? Which I guess we're trying to find objective truth, right?
Yeah. So I guess like so
I mean, I respect hadiths because of the way the source is. It was way after the prophet, and it was from an Uzbekistani. Why would he know things all of a sudden? Yeah. Anyway, but go ahead.
yeah. So what would be like so what would be your answer to the prompt, and like what kind of argument would you make for anecdotes?
Well, look, in order to believe in an Abrahamic line, how we see it is Abraham is Muslim, like all prophets. Because they worship. In other words, being Muslim means submitting to God. That's why we say Jesus, Adam, every prophet
Yeah, but like
was Muslim.
what does that have to do with
submitted to God.
anecdotes specifically?
Jesus prayed to God in the Bible and put his head down on the ground.
What does that have to do with like personal experiences or like testimonies?
Personal experiences or testimonies?
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess in this case it would be
that's
specifically
more Christian
Gabriel
or-
interacting with Muhammad over 23 years, right? Like there was multiple interactions with an angel over 23 years.
of course, he's receiving transmission through the Holy Spirit. Here's the thing, right?
Wait,
So understand.
So why should I
Understand-
trust that?
But look,
Like, so-
understand as a Christian,
Oh, go ahead.
we're making this claim that he's the messenger to the messengers, right? And so he doesn't really go to women, but he went to the Virgin Mary, right? So we believe in this. We believe in the Immaculate Conception, right? So we have more of that mindset. But the thing is, when you look at Catholicism, if we just say Catholicism, now we're trying to make the claim that God is the Father, of Jesus, but we don't. In other words, wouldn't it make more sense that he's a creation? Because that's what the religion is centered around.
Yeah. So like,
How
what I'm
is this
trying to
related to
understand is, like-
anecdotes?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, how is this related to the prompt, right? Why are anecdotes good enough evidence for God? We're not talking about anecdotes here. You're relaying the story of Islam. But for us to consider Islam to be true, the question is, anecdotes claiming it to be true.
Connected for you. So in other words, the anecdotes of people saying they experienced, God, they had some kind of experience, but how we would see it is more of like a jinn. It's not God. This is like a trick of the jinn to make you think that they're God, right? Like if there's the whole concept of
It is like an Islamic demon, right?
the whole concept of Islam is that God is not any of the things that you might imagine. Like God is far beyond how we can, far greater, right? Than anything even our mind can come up with.
But we're kind of asking the question like, I don't know. It's just like, how do we verify like these events or these experiences, or people are actually talking to God? Like that's more so what we're asking. Like we're not really asking about like.
That's where you have to say, am I going to believe in prophets? That there's a Holy Spirit and he goes to prophets throughout history, and you have all these stories. And
You just gotta believe.
yeah, I mean, but the thing is, when you look at the Quran and the things it verifies and how it checks to the Bible, like one of the things is about Prophet Lot, right, who was a grandson of Abraham.
Well, yeah. So
And
but real quick, you're kind of just telling us to take the prophet's word for it. But like, we're asking
No,
like, why should we take their word for it?
Like
I'm with you on your gripe on that because I'm saying you have to accept the idea of prophets and that the Holy Spirit goes to prophets to give revelation. If you don't accept that, then yeah, you wouldn't be any Abrahamic.
Well, yeah. So like, so why should we accept that? It's like that's the point of the prompt,
You don't
right?
have to accept religion at all, right? If you think in the simple way that God is far beyond anything our mind can create.
Well, yeah.
but
So
the thing
basically,
is, I don't even know if it's possible for something like a God to exist, right? Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just trying
So
to navigate the real world here.
Here's an important concept. And it brings it back to these anecdotes because it's like the individual's mind created that anecdote, right? It's an experience that their mind was convinced happened, right? So that's the way. As somebody also knows human design, I studied human design for years. The mind is a concept that's like the closest thing to Satan, right? It's like we all kind of have a mind, right? And it takes us away from our path. And that's our thinking. That's why, like, the concept of overthinking.
I don't
yeah,
understand.
wait.
Like all I
I'm not
am is
sure
my
where.
mind. What do you mean the mind is the closest thing to
The
the
mind,
my
yes,
entire experience, my entire qualia is my mind.
the mind
Where,
is thinking is not necessarily the best thing to be doing for your health, right? Like mental
thinking?
illness comes from overthinking things, from
Wouldn't want to think.
paranoid.
Wait. So you're kind of just telling us don't think.
No. I mean, look, the idea of prayer, or when we do salat, it's not where your mind is in a place of thinking negative things. We're fixated on negative. You understand? Like when you're in salat and you're doing prayer, we're reciting the word of God. So it's like we're filling our mind up with that rather than like worries and things, doubts, and all of these things that creep in.
Yeah.
It's a good way to make yourself believe something. Yeah.
Yeah, but really quick, let me check if there's any other guests. But I guess like, it was nice talking to you, and feel free to like come back anytime. But yeah, let me see if I can catch some other guests in the meanwhile. But yeah, thank you for coming up. But thank you guys for being here. And yeah, we'll try to get to some other guests. Sorry that you guys were waiting if you were waiting a long time. But yeah, I'm playing Fortnite and doing some, one-on-one debates. And yeah, I have like a friendly up here and he can contribute when he wants to. And yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. But yeah, I still haven't really got from like the two guests that came up to answer the prompt why I should believe like anecdotes are like good evidence for God. It's just kind of like you have to like trust the person that's saying these things, but like essentially what we have with these anecdotes is like somebody says something happened to them, God did something for them, or maybe they're a prophet and they say like God showed up to them, and we're investigating like, is it true that God actually showed up for you, or can it be explained by naturalism and maybe you were concussed, or maybe you were having an episode, or whatever the case may be? I still haven't really gotten like a good reason to see anecdotes as like a good evidence for God. But yeah, we'll move on to the next guest. What you got for me? Oh no, I'm waiting for it to load in. Oh, hey, I'm gonna call you Lil. What you got for me, Lil? You there, Lil? You there, Lil? Lil, you there?
I think she's looking for a mute button. I don't know. I can see noise.
We can hear you. Lil, you with us? One last time. All right. I'm sorry. Unfortunate. Oh, she couldn't hear us. Okay, so swipe out of the app and then wait. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, how'd you respond if you can't hear us?
Yeah, I mean, I could hear breathing and stuff, so.
Yeah, we can hear you, but swipe out the app. Um, but yeah, we just
Did
doing
you see
these.
how he went like right into gins too, as if like gins is something you should take into consideration?
Yeah, not really many like good arguments for like why we should trust anecdotes. Okay, I think like she might be having like connection issues, but yeah, we just chilling, we just chilling. Fortnite can be really distracting. Like
Yeah.
I'm sometimes distracted while I'm doing this, but
Hey, so speaking of the whole natural thing, can I hit you with that idea for a naturalistic explanation for the Bible?
sure, go for it.
So my concept is like a modified version of Occam's razor. And so it's the idea that if you have two explanations for the same thing, the one that makes the least amount of assumptions is more likely, right?
Yeah.
So I would point out with two demonstrable points that humans like to create and tell stories as one point, and I think that's evidenced by like movies and books and stories and things like that. So it's demonstrable evidence. And then the other one is that humans can believe something's true when it's not. And I think we could both point to examples of that. There's flat earthers, there's Mormons, there's like we would all agree that it is possible for somebody to hold a belief that isn't actually true. And I think those 2 points are enough to explain the Bible.
Yeah. Actually, and to be honest, I've kind of been a bit confused recently because like Christians will literally there's so many different ways that Christians hold the Bible to be, right? Some people think like it's the word of God, like God told people what to write, it's God breathed or God inspired. Some people are saying that like the Bible is just like people are observing things and writing it down, and so like they're probably making mistakes about what they observed. And if that's the case, then like why should we really trust the Bible? Is it actually telling us any true things about like God existing and interacting with individuals, or is it just like another book written by individuals starting a religion, interpreting God out of things that weren't actually God?
Yeah, I mean, humans could have believed the things they were writing, but that's different than the things they're writing are actually true, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
and so for the
okay.
Bible to be what a Christian needs it to be, the assumptions that they have to make are it's possible for a God to exist. God does exist. God created humans. God can use humans to write stories. God used his power to make the Bible.
Yeah.
With any
But
one of those 5 assumptions being negative, then the Bible isn't what they need it to be.
yeah. But Lil Tuffy, we just like we could hear you. Just try to join again. You couldn't hear us, but we could hear you. We could see you. I don't know if you were having like technical difficulties or something, but yeah, feel free to try again. Like, I'm open to guests, open to ops. But thank you guys for being here. We kind of have like a low audience today, but that's totally fine. We got 7 viewers. Hey, you gotta start from somewhere, and I'm starting this new routine that I'm doing, trying to establish like a weekly schedule and probably get more people in here, be a bigger creator and do the same thing like a TV show. But I do get more numbers when I do panels and stuff. Oh, wait, we got a request. Okay, let's try this again. But yeah, trying something new. Trying to do 1v1s and like see if maybe that will build an audience. That
Every time I join,
yep.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, but you can hear us now, right?
Very low.
Oh, okay. Well, we're glad that you made it here. So, or well, can you hear us good enough to where you could have a conversation with us?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what do you got to say about the topic on the screen? Why are anecdotes good evidence for the Christian God?
I don't believe.
Oh, you don't believe in the Christian God?
No.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's
Well, we're kind
only
of just
because I was raised Christian. I was raised Catholic.
yeah.
But there's more than 80 books missing.
Okay. Well, we're kind of just looking for like people who like believe that anecdotes are good evidence for God right now. But yeah, I'm also like a non-believer. But come back on like Friday or maybe like later when we probably don't have any other guests, and we'd be happy to talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah. We're looking for opposition. We're looking for yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We do got like a low audience count right now. But you know, you got to start somewhere, and I'm really wanting to talk to people about the topic on the screen. I'm not really trying to talk about like non-belief in God. I'm kind of looking for opposition, you know, more so opposition, but I'd be happy to have that conversation like some other time, you know.
Does it
Um,
have to be like supernatural to fall into anecdotal? Like, oh, I guess if they just tell you what happened and they don't invoke the supernatural, it's still an anecdote, right?
well, technically, any personal experience is anecdotal, technically. But the anecdote I'm referring to is like, you know, like experiences where like people are like, God spoke to me, God did this for me, stuff like that, along those lines.
I would be interested if somebody was having conversations, because like if you say that in court, you can go for the insanity plea. But
Yeah. Actually, do you know that's happened historically? There was a guy who like unalived people, and like they said he was demon possessed, and there was one case where they didn't put him in jail because of demon possession. And like there was a whole bunch of stuff brought, and like um some Christians who were like um they were, what do you call the people that like cast out demons?
just
Yeah, there were some exorcists that showed up to the court case and presented like, you know, evidence to kind of show that he was demon possessed, and yeah, they ended up like letting him go free.
what?
Yeah, that was actually a legitimate
Like
case.
they said they got the demon out of him and he could just walk out of the courthouse.
Yeah, and like they made a movie about it, and yeah, it was one of the Annabelle movies, and like I think it was one of the Annabelle movies, and like at the end they showed black and white pictures of like the guy that was demon possessed, and you know him being released, and it was like it was based on a true story.
Whoa.
So like
Man,
historically, yeah.
yeah, I've read stories about like witch hunters and stuff like that, and they used to like bring in witches for money, like ridiculous.
But yeah. I get more views whenever I do like full on panels, and right now like the only popular creator that's on is like Afro Atheist. She's got like 138 people in there, and Mike Burgundy's got like 67 people in there. But I swear, if I just like if I open this live up to like panels and like let people have it, it's probably gonna get really popping in here, and people are gonna start screaming at each other. And I guess that's what the audience wants.
Yeah, you can totally do panel stuff. I've got to hop off anyways. It's like 9:30 here. I've been on since like 4. But yeah, it was awesome talking to you. I think I bumped into you like months and months and months ago, and didn't really get a chance to talk. So I'm glad we got to hang out for a sec.
Absolutely. Come back anytime. I'll be here
Yeah, man, that
trying
was
to
really fun.
become the next social media manifestation. But yeah, I'll be around.
Peace.
But yeah. Hey guys, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the people who are actually watching the live. We kind of got low numbers right now, but you know, I'm playing Fortnite and doing 1v1s with people for anyone who's interested. Please, if you can, like and tap the screen, share it with anybody you can. And yeah, I'm here. I'm just talking to people. It's Casual Talk Tuesdays, so I'm having conversations, but I can do debates if you want me to. But ask me questions. You know, there's people here. What you got for me? Like, what questions do you have for me? Like, what are you doing while you're listening to what I'm dishing out today? But other than that, you know, I'm just here chilling. Man. But yeah, I really gotta crack the code with this. Like, how do I make this more interesting? How do I get more people, you know? Like, what's the recipe for, like, good 1v1 debate lives? I gotta crack the code and figure it out. Well, honestly, we can talk about, like, literally anything. You could ask me questions about, like, why I don't believe in the Christian God, or why I think the Christian God might not exist as much as people think he does. But what's your take on well, I don't even know what that is. Wait, give me a definition of what that is in the comments. Case for Christ. But yeah, I get more views whenever I'm doing like a debate event or I'm hosting panels. But 1v1s, they don't really do that great. I gotta figure out how to be different, I guess, from like the other really good popular creators that do like 1v1s. I have to do something different. But if you guys go to my YouTube or you go to my Twitch right now, you can literally see like Fortnite gameplay while I'm having these discussions. So basically I'm streaming to, right now I'm on TikTok and I'm streaming that to YouTube and Twitch, and I'm playing Fortnite. And if you go on YouTube and Twitch, you can see like my Fortnite gameplay, and you can see the TikTok like on my desktop I have like a TikTok like window with like the comments and everything, and you can see that in a corner and the Fortnite display over the rest of the screen. And so it's kind of just like TikTok religious debates and like Fortnite gameplay. But what games do you guys think are really popular right now that, you know, I could probably like be playing? Or does anyone want to play a video game with me? I can do that as well. Play video games with followers or people who are watching the live stream, you know? So I do play like Fortnite with like some of my friends who are on this app, like Forrest and Board Agnostic. I've played a game of Fortnite with her, but yep. Request up if I'll play you in Fall Guys. I've heard of that, but like my brain is blanking on what that is. Actually, let me even look it up right now. Let me see. Fall Guys. But yeah, I play on PC, so I have to like. It's a game? Oh hell yeah! Yeah, I'll play you on Fall Guys. Oh yeah, yo, send me a DM. Herbivorous. Yeah, we could play Fortnite. Mob,
You
you
want
want?
to play Fortnite?
Yeah, you want to play right now?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna play for long though. Probably like 30, maybe like 2 games, but
Okay. But yeah,
2 or 3 games, depending on how quickly we die.
yeah. But yeah, Christ Before Jesus, I'll get the game Fall Guys, but let me see how much it costs.
Christ before Jesus. I was talking to him earlier today on my Bob account.
Interestingly enough, he might debate on my account again, but I'll probably have him debate on the Day of Debates account, so we can get that account up because we want to turn that into something. But yeah, he wants to. I forgot who he said he wanted to debate. He wanted to debate somebody on whether Jesus existed.
I am Bob. That's my troll account. I tried trolling you with the tablet, the Carinius tablet, but you didn't bite.
No. Here, I'm currently in a round, but okay, fuck it, I'll quit.
Talking about Sir. Oh, Sir became Christian.
So wait, legitimately?
Yeah, go to my profile. I posted the video of him on my profile.
Oh, that's crazy.
Go watch it right now.
Right now?
Please?
I'm not sure I can. I'm streaming on my computer and on my phone.
Oh. Who's Dalton?
Well, definitely later. Dalton. Wait, he legitimately converted to Christianity? That's crazy.
Yeah, go check my latest video.
Oh gosh. How do I even? How would I do that? Oh wait, someone's watching me on Twitch. I went from one viewer to two viewers.
Nice.
But no, like I'm watching my Twitch stream, and that's like the one viewer, and then there's like one other person watching my Twitch stream. So
The Bible guy, isn't he an atheist?
no.
Or is that a different Bible guy?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
who's
I'm
Justin?
mocking.
Oh, you're talking about Deconstruction Zone, Justin and him. Oh, I guess because they're not mythicists, you want to debate them. If that's what you're talking about, Justin would never do that.
Deconstruction Justin?
Yeah, he would never do that.
Why? How?
Because he said he would never do that?
Oh, like try to argue for Jesus' existence?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't do that.
Dang.
For sure he wouldn't.
Not
All
gonna
right,
lie,
I'm booting you.
Deconstruction Justin is a hard booking in regards to trying to get him on the platform. He's very busy, which I don't blame him. He's busy as fuck.
Yeah, he is busy.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do battle royale or like? I just spend a lot of time in zero build. I'm not gonna lie.
You want to do? Wait, you want to do zero build? Okay, fine.
Yeah. Honestly, like I don't know how to keep up with like, you know those people who play and they like build and like they're so sick at it.
Yeah, I like
I don't
building.
know how to do all that.
Cosmic Skeptic, you saw the video?
Oh fuck it. I'm gonna turn this shit into a panel. Like people come on my channel for like panels, but not like 1v1s. I'm trying to build an audience, you know? Like,
Oh, I thought what day is today? Tuesday? I thought Monday's 1v1s.
oh, same Tuesday's like 1v1 conversations, Monday is like 1v1 debates. But no, like Ian literally turns on his live stream and he has like 400 people right off the bat in his live stream. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like that's the goal,
Did you
right?
say Ian?
Yeah, Ian. He'll 1v1 people all day and have like 400 people in there listening to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's also like hella smart, so people are probably like taking notes on what he's saying and like his resources and stuff and what he's doing.
Is that like one of your inspirations?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I'll watch Ian and take notes on what Ian is saying. And I've borrowed some arguments from him, but I also come up with my own stuff, you know? I don't want to be like an Ian carbon copy or something.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, okay, I want to drop here.
But yeah, ask me questions, people. Thank you for being here.
I
Streams,
heard-
like, a lot.
I heard you're working on a worldview.
Oh yeah, I am building a worldview. Yeah.
Nice. What do you got so far?
So I do gotta change some things, but like, I believe in objective reality. I think there is something outside of us that our sensory data is interacting with, and then I hold to phenomenal conservatism. I borrowed that from Ian, but I think it's like really good. Like I trust my senses until like I have a reason to doubt them.
Let's get the flag here. Yeah, that's cool.
And then like when it comes to like how the universe was created, science is only able to observe back into T0, right? And then that's when like mathematics and science gets a little bit iffy. And so I believe in a finite universe, and I think there's a source to it, but like I know that like that leaves me with no grounding for morality or reality or anything, and so like it would be better if I held to a infinite universe, and so I might even look into that and change.
Here, drink these minis, and then you can drink the big pot.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Cosmic Skeptic. Oh shoot.
People don't let him think. People don't let him think phenomenal conservatism. Oh, please don't let him think phenomenal conservatism is true. No, it's based.
Wait, no. Phenomenal conservatism is based, yeah, in the sense that like
Tell him, Coco. Tell him.
like I trust my senses until I have a reason to not trust my senses, and like I think like everybody holds to phenomenal conservatism.
Well, I mean, like, do you mean like it's justified or it's true? Like the belief is justified or the belief is true?
It's justified.
Okay, then like maybe there I might agree, but not that
Because
it's
like
true.
yeah, because imagine like a Christian tells you that like I know God exists given like divine revelation. So like you basically just ask them like, how do you know that like how do you know your senses aren't flawed? Like maybe you're interpreting the revelation wrong, or maybe you're reading in the Bible that like God created Adam and Eve, but the Bible actually says Adam and Eve created
Oh,
themselves.
Coco, help, 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 help!
Oh, what, where? Let me see. Oh, but yeah, like but yeah, I think we all have to
Adam.
hold to conservative, to phenomenal conservatism. We all have to trust our senses at the very least to start investigating the universe. Because if we can't trust our senses, then we don't even know if what we're reading or if divine revelation is actually a thing. You know. To be honest,
Cosmic is unlocked. He has no answer. He has no reply.
yeah. Wait. To be honest, like, why wouldn't phenomenal conservatism be true? Like,
Invite Monkey Boy up here.
you know,
Oh, I mean, like most common. Oh, you should watch it, then, Monkey Boy. Like most common rejections to that are just like you can always be wrong, right? Like your seemings aren't always they're not truth tracking. I might agree that like your seemings are enough to be justified in a belief, so long as you don't hold the belief to be true. You just think that the belief is like probable or something like that. Like I know that I hold to my seemings and a lot of my beliefs,
Run away, Coco.
but I don't then think that
Oh, I got 1 minute.
the belief is then true.
okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. I think like so phenomenal conservatism is like a good tool for investigating the universe, but like it's not a guarantee that like what you're actually like experiencing is true. There's always a possibility it could be wrong.
Well, I mean, what it's stating is that like you're justified in believing something is true because of like your seemings, right? Like if you have that little inclination of it. Like imagine like an intuition as well. You're justified in believing that it's true because of that. I don't think you're justified in believing it's true. I think that you're like justified in holding the belief because of assuming, but I don't think that makes it true or that you're justified in thinking it's true.
Mob, what are you doing letting him like maintain a view like this? Like
Wait, I mean,
seriously.
Ian holds the same view, and
So
I think
good,
phenomenal conservatism is base.
Yeah, but the view's terrible.
Ian holds the view, Monkey Boy.
Wait, Monkey Boy, like
I mean,
you think
Ian has
that,
a lot of bad views. I mean, for one, he's like a more realist. I mean, he's a phenomenal conservative. I mean, Ian isn't the best at philosophy, to be fair.
well,
He's
to
not
my
the best
understanding,
standard, but
Coco isn't like having like the more traditional view. That's the belief is then true, or the belief, or you're justified in believing the belief is true.
look, I'm mad with Mob right now. What I'm not getting is you're like, yeah, like why? You know this position is bad yourself, and you're like acting as if. I mean, it's fine if you don't want to press him on that. I'm not here to like
Yeah,
say
I kind
like
of just want to play Fortnite with him. That's why I'm at. Like,
Well, I mean, like you should press. Wait, hold on. Okay, wait. So, like, I'm actually gonna argue for it, but like, so like, if you're investigating the universe and you're holding that, like, I'm gonna trust my senses until like I'm given reason, why they could be wrong. Like, why would that be like a bad position to hold? And to be honest, it's most likely that when I jump and gravity affects me, right? It's most likely that gravity objectively exists, mind independently, and is like pulling everyone down to the earth. You know?
Well,
Or would you not
PC
think?
isn't a view about. It's not about your senses being reliable. That sounds like. It sounds like you're talking about something called vertical perceptions. I don't think there is such thing as vertical perceptions, anyways. I don't think there's like correctness about perceptions. But that aside, is phenomenal conservatism is the view that they offer intuition's epistemic merit, and that seemings and intuitions are non-inferential forms of justification.
Oh, like. Wait, I'm a bit confused. Wait, so wouldn't phenomenal conservatism be like my senses are correct and like what I'm experiencing is true unless I have reason to deny it.
Now, that's a view in philosophy of perception.
Oh.
Phenomenal conservatism is specifically a thesis about justification and how justification comes in non-inferential forms, particularly in the form of seemings. That seemings confer justification non-inferentially.
Oh, okay. So like your seemings could be like justification for, yes,
Like,
like
take
when
like
things
a
are
theist says, you know, they have a feeling that God exists, right? Like that would be the view. They then are justified in believing God exists just based off of like the seeming.
Oh.
Now, I
Okay.
would semi agree. Like, I think that, you know, I am very unjustified. Like, I have a weird view on. I haven't parsed out my view on justification, but I would say that, you know, they are justified. Just it's just a shit justification. It's like not doing much.
Oh, I mean, like if that's what phenomenal
Depends on what you mean
conservatism
by
is,
justification. So.
then like, I mean, if that's what phenomenal conservatism is, then I'd probably agree that it's like a bad justification just because you seem like something.
Well, would you say that it's a bad justification or it's just unjustified?
I would say it's like unjustified because yeah, like a Christian could be like, I experienced God existing, and so God must be true. But then you would be like, well, I mean, I would probably question whether your anecdotal experience is actually, or your seemings here are actually like reflecting actual reality.
The idea is that there's no doubt that inferences, like arguments are inferences, and that arguments are justification. The idea is that to say in absence of an inference, one's justified in believing a proposition merely because it seems to be the case.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, okay, that makes sense. Yes. That's what phenomenal
it's like when Monkey Boy and like Mason go.
But the
it's
thing
just,
too is that view is even worse than it appears on at face value, because intuitions are actually a technical term in philosophy, and I actually don't think people have intuitions in the way philosophers like Michael Huemer even describe. So I think there's even independent issues with talk about intuitions wholesale. I don't think people have intuitions. But that aside, is if there were intuitions, it just is divorced from my concept of intuition, or it's divorced from my notion of justification, that intuitions are justification, because I take a justification strictly an inferential role. Right? I think a justification strictly an inference. And it seems implausible to say people are justified merely on the basis of seemings.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
But I also don't have this view there's such thing as correct perception. And like there's a concept of like reliable faculties.
Jesus, Coco, you just smoked that, dude.
Yeah. I think like, I think like I have to hold to my faculties being like correct, because like how would I would just become an epistemic nihilist at that point.
There's no issue with being like an elite figure epistemic nihilist, but you don't.
I don't see why that implication.
Yeah, I don't see like
if there's no such thing as correctness about perception, then epistemic nihilism is true.
Yeah, like that doesn't really follow.
Wait, because like you just be like, how can we know anything? Like our senses are flawed. We don't really know anything. It's impossible to know anything.
Well, if the minimal conditions still remain, that to know something is like something akin to justified true belief, then of course you can still have those conditions, whether or not perception's vertical or not.
There's going to be issues with like the true word there. That's why I prefer like I'm an epistemic nihilist.
Coco, drink the minis.
I usually just use the definition knowledge is just a justified belief.
I mean, you know the distinction between, because it's true you abandon externalist notions of justification. You know, like the internal external divide in epistemology about justification, right?
No, you lost me.
Someone right here, Coco. It's a team there.
Well, externalist questions are about questions about
goodness,
the reliability of your senses, stuff like that. Those are externalist questions.
Oh, okay. So questions about things that are like external to you, or like the external universe.
Yeah, I mean, like internal justification is to say something like, I have these experiences, and with these experiences, I could make inferences to certain propositions. Externalism is talk about things like how you acquire these experiences and whether those are reliable.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if there's no such thing as correctness about perception, then you kind of eliminate talk about, there being external justification in that way. But I don't
Yeah.
think that, like, it's like a bullet to bite. I don't really think that I'm dying on any hill or anything.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So like now I see like why epistemic nihilism wouldn't follow from like I can't trust my senses, because there could be like other justifications for things, or justification for justified true belief.
You would still have like the standard account of justification where like your grandma's not talking about justifying their senses, but they have like,
What the hell?
you know,
Where's this guy
a
killing me
minimal
from?
notion of inference to say like they have a dog, right? Or like your neighbor has a dog, right? They see like foot marks, they hear barking, there's poop on the lawn, right? They can make an inference that way, and that's like an internalist notion of justification. And from there, you can say they know, so long as they have a good justification, they believe the proposition and it's true. And whatever else conditions you might take it to be a constitutive of knowledge.
Zero build is tough.
So yeah, it just wouldn't seem like it's lost.
Yeah.
Zero builds is pretty bad.
It is definitely zero builds. I usually just do box fights. So.
It's just like
Just
if you're
play
getting
Marvel
lasers,
Rivals if you're
there's
not going to
nothing
build.
I'm
You're getting laser, there's nothing you can do. You're just screwed,
Just hop on Valorant.
Fortnite's dead though. It's 2025, Big G.
Yeah, 31K viewers on Twitch is crazy.
I think the Scooby-Doo costumes look cool. I mean, not Scooby-Doo. Well, just the whole Halloween one. They have a lot. I actually just watched Black Phone because I saw they had that.
Coco, you're alive. Oh.
You saw the second
No, I'm saying
one?
the opposite. I'm saying that the Halloween... No, I haven't seen the second. I just watched the first one actually today.
It's dope, bro. I fucking love that movie.
It actually was really good. I actually think it's better than Longlegs. Have you seen that movie?
They're coming, Coco. They're coming. Run.
I remember watching the trailer for it, like when it first came out, and I really wanted to watch it. I've actually I started watching the film show with my girlfriend on Netflix, so I haven't really watched anything else recently.
I might need to rewatch that movie because it's a bit confusing. But you know what's the most confusing movie in the world?
Oh, the film, man.
By like a long shot?
For me, probably Donnie Darko.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
That movie's overrated, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, which movie?
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. It's like...
It's good, but it's overrated.
With the guy who played Mysterio in Spider-Man.
Coco does so much stuff. Look at all this.
There's like a guy in like a bunny costume with like a weird face.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that. That's Donnie Darko.
I'm not sure.
Okay, no, that's good.
It's fucking weird though. Like the movie has like wormholes and shit, but it's supposed to be like a horror movie. It's really confusing.
The most confusing movie ever is Tenet. Have you ever heard of Tenet?
I have heard of it. I've basically watched the movie on TikTok, like just off of
Does anyone else know that movie? That movie is
Tenet?
Yeah, Tenet.
There's a guy here.
That's like the time travel, like the time travel. Right?
I couldn't. Wait, repeat that.
It's like the time travel movie, right? Like where time gets manipulated the whole time.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, it's like time travel moves backward and forward at the same time. No one understands what's happening in that movie. So,
Yo, Coco.
Yeah.
Pick up those Scooby snacks. The best heal in the game.
Yeah.
I remember like watching the clip where like he shoots the gun empty and then like the bullet comes back into the gun.
yeah, Denzel's son. I don't know what movie that is.
Yeah. Okay. I probably do need to read more stuff on like phenomenal syncretism. But I get what you're saying for the most part.
Yeah, it's basically like you're justified
Follow me, Coco.
if you have like fifis.
But I think you're thinking of a different view, anyways. I think you're talking about vertical perceptions. There's like direct realism is a view about like perceiving the world correctly, or disjunctivism. Those are types of views that talk about correctness about perceiving and notions about like reliability.
Yeah. Like phenomenal conservatism is about justification.
He's running. He's running. We're dead.
Yeah. What's your moral view, Coco? Like, what have you put down?
I'm a moral subjective.
Bro!
Darn.
Subjectivist? Do you just mean like...
A moral anti-realist? Well, like, they're not the same, but like, I don't think there's moral facts that exist.
Okay, so
I'm gonna drop I gotta go. I hope Mob gets cooked.
Fuck you.
Okay. Oh yeah, thanks for explaining that.
Also, if you ever don't want your dog anymore, Mob, feel free to donate it.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you him. You can borrow him for like a weekend.
At least you're an answer with this, Coco. Do you have non-cog intuitions or what?
Non-cog? I have to look that up.
Do you think that moral sentences or utterances are like, expressions of emotions, or do you think that they're beliefs?
Both.
Well, it gotta be one of the. Like when I say stealing is wrong, do you think that I believe stealing is wrong, or am I just expressing a feeling towards stealing? Like, am I saying boo stealing or stop stealing? Or do you actually think that I believe that I'm saying, or do I believe that stealing is wrong?
I think you believe that stealing is wrong.
Oh no, go.
Wait, why? Because the reason that we say that things are wrong is due to like empathy, like some kind of evolutionary type of empathy.
Don't listen to Cosmic, Coco.
I agree with that.
He's in his edgy non-cog phase. He'll grow out of it. Don't worry.
Oh, so like, wait, so what would that make me? That would make me a cognitive.
It'd be a cognitivist, yeah. So like, cognitivism and non-cognitivism is about like if moral propositions are truth apt or not.
Well, actually, let's go here, Coco.
Take like emotivism and relativism.
I am a white boy.
Like emotivism is saying that moral propositions are just expressions of emotions. So when you say stealing is wrong, it's more like saying boo stealing or stealing. Right? Like you're just like you have some negative disposition or feeling towards stealing, and you're expressing it. Like relativism, though, which would be a cognitivist position, is saying that you actually believe that stealing is wrong. And it's not just some expression of emotion.
But like, okay, wait. The reason I said both is because I think like it's more that you actually believe it.
This guy's gonna get it. This bitch. No.
Wait, like I think that like I think it's both, but I think it's more that you believe it than like you feel it. But like I don't see why it can't be like I believe it, but I also like feel like this is wrong because I have like something.
Oh, I'm dead.
Well, I mean, it's like because it's either you believe it, right, and beliefs can be truthful. Like it could be that the proposition I believe stealing is wrong is different than who's stealing. Who's stealing isn't a proposition. It can't
People
be
over there, Coco.
Now I get what you're saying. Like me saying stealing is wrong is me. That means that I have some feeling towards stealing. That's true. But non-cognitivists don't think that you believe stealing is wrong. They just think that you feel stealing is wrong.
Oh, okay. So they hold either one or the other.
Yeah, it's a dichotomy. So like when you say, like for me with quasi-realism,
That's terrible.
when you say stealing is wrong, I don't think you actually like hold the belief that stealing is wrong. I think you just have a really strong feeling towards stealing, and you say stealing is wrong.
Coco, let me ask you this.
But also, like, it could be the case that, like, I have like certain exceptions for it. Like if someone's like starving to death and they need to steal, then like is that what you mean when you say like I probably don't believe that it's wrong? I might have like certain exceptions where I like allow it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like non-cognitivists is saying you don't believe it, right? It's not a thing that which you can believe. It's just some feeling that you have. So when you say I believe stealing is wrong, you don't actually believe it. That's just like you expressing a feeling that you have towards stealing.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
If I were to say to you, you should do X, like you should stop doing that, or you know what I mean? If I said you should stop doing that, let's say you were doing something, am I telling you what to do? Am I like commanding you to do something? Like am I telling you what to do?
No, you're suggesting.
I'm suggesting, like if I say like go close the door, am I telling you what to do?
That's you're telling me what to do.
Oh, okay. But if I said you should go live tonight, I'm not telling you what to do.
No, I think you're suggesting.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, but wait, what's the difference between like feeling something and believing something? I think they're synonymous.
Oh, Coco, let's kill Jason.
Well, the difference is that one is truth after and the other isn't.
Like what is truth? What does truth mean?
Like one can be true and false. Like the belief could be true or false. The feeling can't be true or false.
That's interesting.
I suggest looking into non-cognitivism. It's good. It's the only true moral, or more not moral belief. Sorry, it's the only true moral view.
There's people this way.
Don't listen to these appraisers that answer this. They're all hurt.
Non-cog versus cognitive.
Yo, sir, you're here. Congrats on becoming Christian.
I have no ammo, or like I only have like one weapon, which is the legendary shotgun.
Is that Sora AI? Is that what you
Let's kill these bots here, and then we'll take their ammo.
Did you use Sora AI, Mike?
Yeah. It's so good, isn't it?
You can use it now?
Okay, this might be a real person. Bro, they are lasering me.
Did you get him?
Yeah, here you can I need ammo too, but you can take some of it.
Coco, let's stir up.
Oh.
What's your view on truth, Coco?
I think there is an objective truth that we're all trying to map out.
Are you guys playing Fortnite?
Oh, yeah. Sir, congratulations. I'm happy that you're Christian now.
Isn't it wild? Mob, that was a really good idea to put the Bible over the watermark.
You like that?
The first few seconds when I watched that video, I'm like, did I say this? I'm like, wait, I didn't say this.
I know, it's so good.
What the fuck. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wait, how are you able to bounce like that? Like,
So you think that like there's an objective truth? Like you think that things.
Yes.
What do you mean by the word true, though?
So I think that like all of us are coming up with worldviews to map something that's like mind independently existing. So I think like there is an objective truth, there is like objective reality, there are like objective facts, and we're all trying to get to those facts, and we just map it out in different ways.
So you're just taking like a correspondence view on truth? Like something is true if it corresponds to like reality?
Yeah, I hold to that.
Wow.
I mean, what else? I mean, how could there not be some objective truth? I don't even understand. That doesn't even seem coherent to me.
I'm an atheist nihilist, so I don't.
Because there are people that say like, "Oh, truth is subjective." It's like kind of like your mind is what dictates.
No, but Cosmic, you still think there's like an objective truth. You just don't think we can get there, right?
No, I don't know. like I wouldn't say that objective truth exists if I don't know what that even is.
You don't think there's something that's true independent of like your stances?
Not really. No, I don't really know what true. Like the word, like I don't. The word "true" is very weird to me. I don't think that true thing is. I don't really know what that is.
Well, there's different ideas of truth, but I think we all know what we're referring to. Even if we kind of have different ways of catching that, we're just referring to something that is the case. That's it. I mean,
Yeah, but like, how do you know that thing? Like that.
yeah, but now you're talking about See, now you're talking about epistemology. I'm just talking about there is a truth.
By true, you mean?
Yeah, like just something that's like that is the case.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know how else to catch it out. Really, I mean,
Wait,
Yeah, I'm getting destroyed. I need your help, Coco.
Oh yeah, I'm on my way. But so you believe like it's impossible for us to know, like,
Well, epistemically, I'm a nihilist, so yeah, I would say that.
he's even saying something more than that. He's saying that even if we couldn't know, he's not
Coco, I'm coming over to you.
Yes.
right here. Oh,
Like the realistic view, I've yet to parse out, but epistemically, I would say that yeah, I'm a nihilist.
but no, like, wait, I would disagree with that. There's definitely like something objective that we're trying to get to.
I don't really think that we can know if there's something objective.
There has to be. I mean, what else could? What could there not be?
I mean, it depends, like philosophically, because now people are thinking in like quantum physics about like wave collapse, and if like what we see is even like reality or just some sort of like appearance that's like right before like quantum collapse. Like I know, like if you look up Slavoj Žižek, video games and reality, he talks about this philosophy book that he reads that describes reality. It's like when you get to the edge of a video game and like, you know, you're playing like a Western video game and you're like riding through the town on your board.
Fuck these dudes.
And there are buildings that are on the side, but like you can't go in those buildings because they're not part of the game. They're just like built into like the scenery. And like humans have gotten to a place where like it's almost like God designed the world for us to be able to see up to a certain point, and then everything just like stops making sense to us anymore.
I don't see what
It
it
is
is.
epistemic, but you could also think of it as like ontological, because you just like so what Zizek says basically, this is my interpretation of him, is like you take like a Hegelian approach and you say like, no, actually like the totality of the universe is incomplete like in itself ontologically. And so like there's one way like our view epistemically is like incomplete because like we're also part of the universe. So like we try to like
but none of that says whether or not there's actually truth. I mean,
right.
All that
But
could
he
be the
says
case,
like
it could be
what you
truth.
can say also, and this is like what quantum physics is like finding out, is like
Well, wait. Here's the thing.
at a certain point it just all breaks down. Like you can't tell like what's what anymore.
Okay,
Like,
Cosmic,
there's no
do you
cause,
think-
there's no effect, there's no past, there's no future,
All right, Cosmic,
there's no
do you think-
distinguishable objects. Like
Cosmic, do you think there could be some kind of truth indexed to like some kind of analytical truth?
I don't like what is true though. I don't know what you mean by true.
Okay, so when I say a bachelor can't be unmarried, or sorry, a bachelor is unmarried, do you think that's true? Or do you still like when I use it there? Do you still not know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you mean by true.
I don't believe you. I think you're trolling at this point.
No, I'm like if you just mean to say that it's like that's the definition, then
Yeah. Is that true that that's the definition that I'm using?
I don't know what you mean. Like I would just say that that's the definition. I wouldn't say that it's true.
Yeah.
That that's the definition.
see, I think like
Wait, hold on, Ben. Would you say it's false?
That it's what do you mean by false? Do you just mean to say that it's not the definition?
Wait, so you don't even think it's propositional to say I'm referring to some kind of concept when I say bachelor?
Wait,
You don't even
so-
think that's propositional?
Wait, you don't even hold to.
I like
correspondence theory.
Semantically, semantically, I don't think the word true is doing much. I don't think the word true does anything. So like, if you mean to say that it is true, like the proposition, it is true that a bachelor is an unmarried man. To me, you're just saying a bachelor is an unmarried man.
Okay. Yeah. Is that true?
I don't know what the word true is doing there.
Just be a deflationist then, Cosmic.
It's corresponding to reality.
No, it's not about it being reality. I'm just trying to cash out if he believes in analytical truths even.
I don't know what true means though. I don't to me, within our semantics.
So you're telling me right now with a full chest, if I said 2 + 2 = 5, you don't see any difference between that and me saying 2 + 2 = 4.
No, I see the difference, right? But
okay, exactly. Okay, when I say something's true, I'm talking about the 4 example, not the 5 example.
I don't know. With mathematics and logic, I think it's just syntax. I think it's just symbols that follow from each other. But that's not to say,
but that's still true analytically, right?
It's true. I don't know what true means then. I don't know what true means.
Well, I'm not talking about it being true objectively right now. I'm just talking about it being true analytically.
Yeah, within the discourse itself, it's true.
What do you mean?
Yeah, do you agree with that?
True, in all honesty.
I really think you're being contrarian right now. There's no way you don't know
that. I don't know what you mean by true.
There's no way. I don't.
Well, you can undermine the discourse of but you can't really say within the discourse there's no truth because the discourse is just assuming that logic is true. Assuming that mathematics is true.
I don't know what the word true is.
It just means that we can use it functionally in the world. That it works within a certain discourse. It may be circular that mathematics is true, because it doesn't work outside of mathematics. But you can still grant that mathematics is true within that circular reasoning.
Wait, hold on, guys. Pause on that real quick. Man, are you here for the topic?
Why are anecdotes good evidence for Christian God?
Sorry.
Yeah, by anecdotes he means word of mouth or experience.
Personal stories.
Yeah. No, that's like when you take something to stop the poison.
So personal stories. So basically just the Bible.
No, he means
that's an anecdote, sir. It's one of those long snakes you find in the Amazon.
Oh, gotcha.
The Bible is basically just word of mouth.
Sure, if you want to take it like that. Do you think that anecdotes are good evidence for Christianity?
No.
Yeah, do you think they're...
When I say the Christian God is true or the Christian God exists, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that, and my justification for that is, I had some personal experience, right? I was in a tough spot and I went to church and got better. And now I'm a millionaire.
It's not great evidence.
Is that true, though, what you're saying, Cosmic? Is that true?
No, it's not true.
You motherfucker.
No, genuinely, sir, I don't know what true means. I don't know, semantically how it's being used at all.
But if I say, snow is white, you know what that means, right?
And they're going to get money for tomorrow.
Well, epistemically, there's going to be, the whole... epistemic nihilism
that work out.
I have, but I know what you mean to say by that proposition.
It didn't work out, Mama. You didn't feel the burn.
I know you.
Mod message. Can we make sure that we're talking one at a time, and also make sure that when you are not talking, you mute up. Someone has background noise. So
I know, when you say the proposition, snow is white, you mean to say that. Snow is this white thing is corresponding to snow, which is corresponding. You just using correspondence.
Yeah, the object snow has the white predicate or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't epistemically. Then that's where my epistemic.
But what about yellow snow?
What if I said that's all truth is? Snow is white is true is just snow is white. So if you understand what snow is white is, then you have some.
But then why use the extra word? If it's just meaning to say the exact
same. Some snow is yellow.
Differentiate between the false claim that snow is not white.
Well, it could just be if I have the proposition snow is white, if you just mean to...
I'm just trying to give a deflationary account. I'm not really super well read on it, but
No, I would say I would say that I would be maybe a deflationist, in terms of the word truth and semantics, right?
Yeah.
If
Look,
you just mean to say that snow, the predicate white corresponds to snow, right, in reality, and I know that, but adding the word true to the proposition is doing nothing.
You guys literally don't know like how much I love these conversations. Like,
How old are you, Cosmic?
I literally
I'm
would
18.
rather listen to like philosophy talk.
Why are all you young kids going through this epistemic nihilism thing?
Oh well, I've been an epistemic nihilist for like
Are you
years.
are you going to college?
At the moment, no.
Better
You go to college?
epistemic nihilism than Christianity.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to be better.
But I don't see it. If you just mean when you utter the proposition, if you mean to do the same thing, I don't know why true is there. Even if you're saying oh, it's differentiating from the false stuff. Well, even if I just utter the proposition without the word true, it's doing the same thing.
They say that epistemic nihilism is the gateway drug to harder stuff.
No, actually, it's funny. I kind of agree with you. I think, again, I'm not super well read on deflationary accounts of truth, but I feel like it's that I forget the name of that condition or that, there's usually two parts to theories of truth, and the deflationist account accepts the one. And I feel like that's not enough.
Well, you can also take the intuition pump. Propositions are either true or false, right? And by true or false, I guess you can just take a correspondence, right? But the proposition, it is true that snow is white, is the same as just saying snow is white. Because what you mean to say when you utter the proposition snow is white is you mean to, point something out within reality. And you're doing the same when you add the word true. So there's no reason to add the word true. I don't know what it's doing there.
Did you guys see the Hateful Eight?
Wait, what do you not like about correspondence theory?
Wait, it's the same. If I said the snow is blue, right, I'm doing the same thing there, but it's not true, right? So that's the point.
Did you guys see the Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight?
Yeah, but you're gonna parse when you say true, right? The word true, you take a correspondence view of it.
Because the correspondence in that
the proposition snow is blue is either going to be true or false. It's either going to correspond to something in reality or not. But when you say the proposition, it is false that the snow is blue, then that's still going to be either true or false. That's still either going to correspond to reality or not.
Yeah.
So there's no difference with the two propositions.
There is a difference. When I say the snow is blue and the snow is white, I mean, they both can't be true simultaneously. So.
No, yeah, those two propositions are different. But what's the difference between snow is white and it is true that snow is white?
Well, it's the difference between saying snow is right. Well, you could say snow is white and it is false that the snow is white, right?
Yeah, but
it's just clarifying the actual. It's just clarifying whether or not the proposition does or does not correspond with reality.
But even if I were to just utter the proposition on its own without the truth word, right? We're still going to have to, check in reality if the proposition.
Yeah, and after we check, if it doesn't correspond, then you don't say it's true. The snow is white.
But that's going to be true. The truth value of the proposition. I'm talking about the proposition, the thing within the proposition, the word true. What is that doing there?
It's telling you that it corresponds with reality.
Wait, what?
And when I say snow is white, I mean to point something out in reality, no?
No, not necessarily. You could be lying.
Yeah, I could also be lying when I say it is true that the snow is white.
Yeah, but you could be lying when you say the snow is white, and you could just say it's false that the snow is white.
What's the preposition in the snow is white? Oh, proposition.
The truth value of the proposition is different than the word true within the proposition.
You guys think I should just host panels and that's how I'm going to get famous?
You're never going to get famous.
No.
Look at all the top people.
Coco, you're never going to get famous. What is this dream of yours to get famous?
I think you're right.
You're going to eat those words one day, sir. Remember me when you're famous, Coco.
Well, it won't be the last thing I ate.
Literally,
You have me around, so I'll make you famous. Don't worry, Coco.
She's lying.
Just don't forget me.
Like,
No, I do this.
Wait, Cosmic.
I help people get like all viral and shit, and then yeah.
should I?
Cosmic.
Oh, if
I
you want
think
to get viral, I
when
mean, there's
you-
ways you can do that. Do something really, really embarrassing. That'll make you go viral.
Should I like insult president more? Maybe that'll boost my thing.
No. In fact, you should stop doing that. It makes you look like you're scared. It makes you look insecure a little bit.
Okay, actually that's fair.
No, on it, the most famous people on the app, people follow them for like the clown show they are, like Q-Top. Like 95% of Q-Top's followers aren't following him because they agree with him.
They're just like
They're following him because he's a clown.
He's a clown. Sorry, it's just
What were you gonna say, Matt?
So I think, like, this is the way I look at it. Like, when you say snow is white is true, that's the same as snow is white. But it's just to say the proposition has the predicate that's true, and that means it actually corresponds to reality. There is something called snow, and it has the property of being white in reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I don't.
sometimes it's yellow and sometimes it's blue.
That's
Like,
true.
If you're just saying like the proposition is then saying something different than just snow is white. If you're saying that like, when I say that it's true, then I mean to point out that it's in reality. Right? Is that what you're saying? Like I actually mean.
Yeah.
To, well, I don't see that being.
Wait, sorry. Not that you mean to. No. Like, no. Not that. It has nothing really to do with intentions, I guess. Because Sir's right. You could say snow is white, and
Oh, there are people
like,
out there, by the way.
when you say that, you are referring to things in reality. Is that what you're asking? When you say that stuff, are you picking out things in reality? What'd you ask again?
Me, oh, sure.
You.
Me, when I
have
say,
goldfish brain.
like when I add the word true to the proposition.
Yeah, you said you said it's you meaning to say there's something in reality called snow and it's white, right?
Well, that's what I was like asking if that's what you meant, but I don't think that's like I think that when you say a proposition, you still mean to point something out in reality. That's why I don't think that true or the word true is doing anything.
You don't think that?
Now, when I say God doesn't exist, and it is true that God doesn't exist, I think that both of those are meaning to point something out in reality.
Yeah, it's saying there's like I don't want to use the word set. It's saying there is no such thing in reality as God.
That's a different proposition. Well, I mean, no, I don't think. I think that's the same as just saying God doesn't exist or there is no God in reality. I think that's meant to say that.
Yeah, you're saying the reality doesn't correspond to.
Yeah, that's the same. But with the word true out of the proposition, it's still doing the same. What would the proposition without the word true be doing then?
Well, it doesn't call it to be true or not. It's propositional, but it could be false or it could be true. Right? There's a difference between the proposition being true and the proposition being false.
But you can do take you being outside on your patio or something, and like your wife comes up or your girlfriend comes up to you and goes, "Hey, where's the mug?" And you go, "The mug is on the counter." You're pointing something out within reality when you utter the proposition.
Yeah, but I could be pointing that out and be wrong or be lying or all kinds of stuff.
But you can do the same. Like the same could apply with. Well, it's true that the mug's on the counter. It could be that you're lying. It could be that it's false.
Yep. Then it just wasn't true.
I don't think the word true is doing anything in the proposition.
If I say it is true that it was on the counter and that actually wasn't true, then that's still not true. Like, what is there to understand here?
He's at the top of the mountain, Coco. Run down the mountain as soon as you revive.
Come on, Cosmic. You're just being contrarian.
I need to look more into theories of truth. That stuff's interesting.
There's a true conversation that's confusing though. I understand where Cosmic is coming from because that's why I just say I'm just a pluralist when it comes to this kind of thing because it's so confusing what is actually going on between the different theories that I think is just when you're
What
actually
the hell is
talking.
confusing about it?
I don't know. Like, I'm not too sure if there's a difference between the deflationist and the correspondence theorist. Like, I'm wonder. Like, I know what the deflationist is trying to do, but like, it's like we arrive at the same goal somehow. Like the deflation say it's not true, or corresponds to, like that one the trueness doesn't add anything, but then the correspondence want to say this is true, that is there, or whatever.
Yeah, they're still referring to the same thing. I think they're just describing it differently.
Sorry, I'm back. My mom called me. I'm sorry. What was the last thing that you were saying to me, sir? I'm sorry.
Ooh, take his crown.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's just
Here,
like
Coco.
if I said the mug is on the table, right? Like it either is on the table or not, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I just say it is true the mug is on the table and it's actually not on the table, then it just is the case that that's not true. Like it's still there's still the it being true and it being false are still two different things.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, I mean,
Coco, run.
all I'm saying is that the truth predicate within the proposition isn't doing anything, because the proposition can still be true or false. And when you utter the proposition, you mean to point something out in reality, either
Yeah,
or.
it could still be the case that it's not true when I say it is, but there's still a difference between it being true and not true.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the truth predicate within the proposition, just the word true within the proposition. That's what I'm saying isn't doing anything.
Oh well, that might not. Okay, that I agree with you on, because it could still not be true, but it still is the case that the proposition is either true or not true.
But yeah, I agree with that. Like I agree that the proposition could either correspond to reality or not.
Yeah, perfect. So what's the why? So then if you agree with that, then it sounds like you have to agree that objective truth exists.
No, because then then it would come in with what even is true, right? Like if you just mean to say that true is what corresponds to reality, then I have epistemic issues with that.
Yeah, that's fair. You could say we don't know, I guess. Like we have to rely on sense data and stuff, and maybe that could be wrong, but
yeah, like I like epistemically, if we can't know what is true and what is not true, then how do we even know this true thing? How do we even know what true?
Well, no, I mean it's the difference between, if I see a giant jar of marbles like across the room, I know that there's a correct number of marbles in the jar, even if I don't know what they are, even if I can't count them.
What if there's like an infinite amount of your marbles?
Does someone have a typewriter or something?
They're playing Fortnite.
No, me and Coco are playing Fortnite.
Oh.
Like I can see, like most arguments for or most conversations with epistemic nihilism usually start off with like, how do you know you're not a brain in a vat?
Bring me back.
I said, bro, there's 3 people left.
If you don't know, like you can have the jar of marbles in front of you, but how do you know that the jar of marbles actually is in front of you? How do you know that there isn't like a wormhole underneath the jar of marbles and there's an infinite amount of marbles? Then there won't be a specific amount of marbles within the jar.
I see them.
Yeah, well, then we can just say it's not true that there's a number. So it's like then my thing would be, I don't know if it's true. I know that there's a truth, and there's a truth in the statement there is or is not a number of marbles in the jar.
I mean, I still don't know how. Like, I'm still parsing out that part of my view. I know that I don't know if Dingo has it parsed out because I really got the view from him. But I guess you could say that it is false that there is a number of a specific number of marbles in the jar. But then I can agree that things can be false, but I don't know how things can be true.
Well, actually, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe it's a good thing if I go into like I Wonder and like Presence Live. That might actually make me more popular.
This fucking guy, Coco.
Where is R word? Do not go on to Presence Live. He's an R word generally.
Wait, I think about it, because like, what if I go in there live and
like Cosmic? What, like after he blocked, like even Justin W, was even confused at that interaction, because I was talking to Justin and conversation was going good, and then like I think we were about, because we were talking the nature of transcendentals and trying to make some headway into that conversation, but President came in. He wasn't broke. I know as soon as President came in, he wasn't going to add anything of substance. he was just gonna say some shit like, he's just gonna say some shit like, you're a lost sheep or some shit like that.
Well, here's what happened to me when I went onto his panel. I went onto his panel and first got like completely.
You were there. Look, you were there on your other account. I'm kind of curious. After he did his lost sheep spiel and did not add anything to the conversation that me and Justin were having, he was just quiet. And I guess he didn't like the fact that me and Justin were actually having something substantive. Once like he didn't get his chance to like do
Coco,
his
what is it you're trying to do? Like, why do you want to be famous so bad?
So-
what is the goal?
After that, I went onto this account and then hopped onto the panel and then just got modded used by one
Wait,
of
but
the
what
mods.
what did he? Okay, after he dropped and blocked me, did he say anything?
He just started like going on a tangent about how atheism accepts everything with theism but denies God and how it's stupid and irrational.
Oh, let's fucking go!
I thought wait, he didn't say anything about me.
Well, he said eat a dick, Bobby, and then he just started ranting about atheism.
That was awesome.
Coco,
I gotta go.
I don't know why bro blocked me. It's so weird.
Coco, can we figure out what is it? Why do you want to be famous so bad? What is the deal?
Who doesn't want to be famous?
I want to be famous and do what Ian does. I want to just debate for a living. Like,
Okay, how many people do you think are able to do that?
it's literally the 1% of TikTok creators.
Do you think that you can do what Ian does? Do you think you can?
Yes, he. What do you mean? Come on, sir. He could.
With how much? Well, hold on,
People can
hold
do
on.
that shit.
No, dude, do you know Coco? Have you ever tried to get him to study something? Like, let's fucking be honest. Like, come on. Like, Coco does not have the motivation or the drive to do that.
Here, Coco, just
Coco, don't listen to sir.
No. Like, I think
I'm being honest with my friend. Like, he did. Like, why are you wasting your time with this, Coco?
I mean, like, no, you're right. But like, I think like if like tonight I bit down and decided to give it.
Damn, Coco, don't do this. Don't do. You're making.
2 years.
Oh no.
Here, Coco, I think that, like, when it comes to philosophy and stuff, I don't think you got it, in all honesty. But, like, the tournament stuff, I think that it's actually a smart idea. And, like, the whole day of debates thing is actually smart. And I think that you can probably run that really well if you look at on.
Look, he knows. I believe in you, Coco. If no one else, I believe. I think you got what it takes. You know.
Well, I don't think that like it's not easy to debate.
So,
I kind of agree with Sir. I
think,
mean, I don't think that I or most people could
One at a
be at
time,
the level
guys.
of Ian.
But wait, hold on. So like, I think Sarah has a point. Like, but I think like if I literally like stop hanging out with friends, cut a bunch of distractions out, and really bit down for the next 3 years, I mean, I could probably pull off like a fraction or maybe a good 1/2 of what Ian does currently.
No, I mean, you have to have. It's not just about knowing the material and studying, and you have to have a certain like. There's a certain amount of qualities you have to have. Not to mention, you have to be dedicated to go live because Ian went live like every day at a certain time for like months, like to build up that following base, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like a very few amount of people really have the sort of time and effort and dedication to do that. And even if when they do it, how much does Ian really fucking make? I mean, what does he make? $2,000 a month, maybe? What's the fucking point?
Yeah, and also like I know that Parker Parker does politics, but like I know he literally just wakes up in the morning and he does TikTok for work. He doesn't have a job.
Yeah, but
Parker makes problem, but he's like the point.
Look, Parker and Dean are so successful because they have punchable faces. So it makes people that hate them and like them want to tune in.
Yeah,
That's
not
what
only
makes them famous.
TikTok, but they also have YouTube and sponsorships and other social medias that are really big, right? And they're like, they parse out really fast, and they have conversations and videos with like Destiny and people like Charlie Kirk and other like really big names within.
Hey, you got background noise, RF.
He's kicking.
He might actually want to debate.
Yeah, Coco, you don't have a punchable face. You have like huggable face. It's not gonna work.
Is someone that want to punch you?
Can you mute this RF guy or click him?
Yeah, RF. What's your issue? Do you want to debate or what? Are you just coming up?
Wait, but Coco, why don't you get Ryan Mullins for your day of debates? Try to get Ryan Mullins to debate. Like you could get anybody to debate Ryan Mullins, bro.
I already have him planned for November 17th. I think.
Ryan Mullins is debating someone on your thing.
Yeah, he's debating someone on my channel.
Who's he
Yo,
debating?
what the fuck?
Yeah. Wait, yeah, Bought by Blood helped me set it up.
Who's debating Ryan?
It's a philosopher we found on Facebook. Like,
What?
Just some random. Wait, is it like a PhD or some shit?
What's the person's name?
Yeah, what's their
like a
background?
PhD.
Wow.
Hold on, let me check. Actually, I can check right now.
What's the name in the background? Like, if it's just some random Phil bro, then no.
You could get Ryan Mullins to debate anybody, bro. You could email like any like atheist. You could email like Bart Ehrman and he'd probably debate.
I told like AR that you guys should slowly start going bigger
Bart
names.
Ehrman would want. Bart Ehrman would want to payment.
I also like I told AR that the top of the goal or the top.
Oh,
of the
wait!
ladder
You're
should
telling
be
me
a
Mullins is
living
debating Lance Bush?
No. Ryan Mullins is debating a guy named Steven Krishnar.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, let me search him up.
It would have been crazy if it was Lance Bush. Google it. What the fuck?
That I would definitely tune in for that. That would
Yeah,
be
that's like something that I'd watch on YouTube on my free time.
Wait, is it hard to book Lance Bush? Because I can make the impossible.
Well, Ann knows him. I mean, I kind of know him. I've talked to him. Mob knows him. He helped Mob prepare for his meta ethics debate.
Wait, I know Lance. We're literally friends.
Well, then ask Lance if he would do it.
Oh shit, we should have asked Lance. But like,
Is
he's already...
Ryan Mullins even a moral realist? That would be a perfect thing for them to debate on if he is.
Yeah, like, but yeah, Ryan Mullins is already booked. But do you think I could do it twice? Like, this is probably like a once in a lifetime thing.
Who, Mullins?
Yeah,
I don't know. He'd probably.
I don't.
I think Mullins is just going to show up and have a conversation. I don't think he's.
Why don't you just try to get Graham Oppie or something, bro? Or not Graham Oppie or.
You're literally asking for the top 1% of like philosophical debaters or studiers of this topic.
Because you have Ryan Mullins already, dude. Graham Oppie knows.
Most people don't care about philosophy, Coco. It's not like they're like big celebrities. They're just celebrities amongst nerds.
Yeah, you can easily get someone like Graham Oppie or I don't know what's his name.
Thank you, Limitless.
You get those people.
But no, yeah, like I think the Day of Debates thing is gonna be like a successful like social media debate hosting company. I think that's gonna go pretty well. But then yeah, I'd also like to do my own things and become like a Parker or a Dean, but like I'm not sure if I can really do that. But
have you tried getting Dr. Josh Bowen on your debates?
I know him too. We're friends on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm mutuals with him too. So yeah, he might be good because I've seen him. I think I've seen him do actual debates, and
you can get.
He might be
sorry.
He might be a good option.
Yeah, like he said he'd be open to it. AR asked him, and I'm gonna be honest. The first thing that popped into my head was having Joshua Bowen debate I Wonder on slavery. That's the first thing that popped.
Oh, that's such a waste. Get Dr. Bowen to debate Dan, and that's a big debate. That would be a big debate. Dr. Bowen.
What would they debate on?
Yeah, what would they debate on?
Maybe I don't know actually, because Dr. Bowen. Yeah, that's a good point because he doesn't study.
They could debate on mosaic authorship. I think Fan holds a mosaic authorship.
Wait, hold on, really quick, guys. Hey, Dustin, what you got for me today?
They should debate on how much white people hate news.
Okay, all right. Well, that's not really the topic, so.
By the way, sir, Curious Christian believes in the Trinity, bro. That really surprised me.
Yeah, I know he's a Christian.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess most Christians would believe in the Trinity. It's just surprising.
Yeah.
I would have booked big names. I think the most successful person in religion, like, okay, politics you can get successful with, but the most successful person in regards to religion, like, they're making money off of doing religion content or philosophy content, is probably like Ian, Deconstruction Justin, and maybe Dr. Blitz. Those are like the top 3 like successful in regards to like.
Yeah, but I wonder how much they're really making. I mean, I would be surprised if it's. I would be surprised if it's over $3K a month. I would be really surprised.
Yeah, it's probably around like 2 or 3.
But what do I know? I mean,
like
random mod moment. 21 people in here should all be tapping the screen, and if you long press on Coco's face, you can actually really quickly share with a bunch of people, get some more people in here so that we can talk more. Maybe have some people address the prompt. So,
I
yeah.
saw the Bible guy is on their streams nowadays. Like Ian's stream. I saw him on Ian's stream.
Who, Dalton?
Dalton, yeah.
Yeah.
Dalton,
Yeah,
I
well,
was
he's
thinking
not
about
just
you. I was
as
like, I
he's
think you're better than Dalton probably at the New Testament, but
who, me?
he's
No, I don't
at the
think
New
so.
Testament. The Old Testament, I think he's probably got you, but the New
Oh,
Testament,
yeah, the Old Testament. A lot of people got me on that. I don't really know a lot about the Old Testament, but I do think Dalton knows more about the New Testament than me. I think there might just be a couple things that I might know a little bit more, like maybe stuff like the synoptic problem, like authorship. I might know a little bit more, but in general, like stuff about the New Testament, I think he knows more than me.
yeah,
I actually
he
don't
has a
even think it's
lot. He
close.
took a hiatus, and he probably studied it for the last year, pretty in depth.
He can read.
Like us.
He can read Koine in Hebrew, so there's no way.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he have a degree in this?
No, he self learned. He told
What
me
the
what
heck?
app I should use if I wanted to learn, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to learn myself, but I don't know. It's a whole thing, like learning how to read a whole new language. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
also, like, to answer Don't Google It's question, I've been trying to debate Present. I told him he could pick the live that we would debate on, and that pussy wants to stay in his echo chambers, and he's telling all of us to come to his live and debate so he can mute us, kick us, and who wants to go on his puny 4,000 follower live that spreads misinformation? Like, I'm good. But that's really it.
I don't know.
You guys do realize President denies evolution, and he talks about philosophy and like literally gets things wrong that even I can recognize, and I don't read that much in philosophy.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I mean,
I don't go on his streams or anything. I try to avoid his streams.
Coco, that's like 75% of the world.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Curious Christian like why he believes in the Trinity.
I really want to get him on a live. I want to talk to him like in like one-on-one, face-to-face, because I have a lot of questions. Because
yeah, me too.
like we've only talked through DM. He says if I go live sometime, he'll come up if he's free. But that's why I try to get him on your live that one day.
Maybe I can send him a request or something. I don't know.
I saw him on Godless Engineers Live talking to him about the Richard Carrier stuff. Specifically, they were talking about the Galatians stuff, and Curious thinks that the reference to him like meeting Peter in Galatians is him saying is Paul specifically saying he learned under Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And he presented like an argument for that, and then they were of course debating the passage that comes a little bit later about the brother of the Lord, whether that's referring to a fictive kinship or a literal brother.
Yeah, he thinks that's the best evidence for Jesus' existence based on a video I saw.
Who, Curious does?
Curious Christian, yeah. He thinks that Jesus having a brother is the best evidence for his existence.
Yeah, that's probably up there. Probably also. Well, I guess it depends on what kind of mythicist you're talking to. Because if you're talking to like a carrier mythicist, I think there's like 3 verses in Paul's letters that are really hard for them to reconcile. That's one of them. It's the crucifixion of 1 Thessalonians. Like Paul puts that on earth, so they have to argue that's interpolated. And then there's the reference to Jesus being from the seed of David. That's really hard to explain if he was never here on earth, because when we see that phrase, according to the flesh, that always means that's always talking about a lineage. It's never talking about something like in outer space or heaven or whatever like Carrier thinks.
That's a good point. Yeah, I brought that up to somebody, and they said, "Oh, you can't tell whether that is. How do you discern whether that is like figurative or not?" And I was like, "Bro, it says according to the flesh," but that's a good point.
Yeah, we have background knowledge of Jews using that to specifically mean lineage. We don't have any background knowledge of them using that to mean like something created in heaven, which is what Carrier says it means.
Right. It's just a lot of assumptions.
But if you're talking to some ethicists, like, I mean, the less informed ones just say, there's no contemporary references to Jesus, like something like that. Like, if that's all they're saying, then it doesn't really matter what Paul says, because they seem to be under the impression that we need like some kind of like firsthand witness to like conclude that the guy existed.
So dumb. So dumb. I don't even know how you. I don't know. It's just so disingenuous. I
Well,
don't
the
know.
people that, in my experience, the people that say that generally think we have some like large collection of Roman records we can, like some like Rolodex of Roman records we can go reference. But no, I mean, we only have, 2 or 3 guys talking about the Judean area in the first century, and all of them besides Philo mention Jesus. So
Yeah. Yeah. So based on like, I just it just shows that they haven't, obviously done any research. But yeah.
Maybe I should just stick to hosting debates. Like maybe
Yeah.
that's a successful business model, and like that's
Coco,
like
what do you want to do? What's fun to you?
hosting debates and connecting with different like creators and stuff.
Is that more fun to you than debating?
No, they're equally fun.
Then just do both. Don't worry about which one's better for you. Just do what you
but-
enjoy doing.
Yeah, but which one's gonna work out?
Don't worry.
If you want to actually gain a following on YouTube or something, then hosting debates would probably be your best bet.
Yeah, but listen, if you're doing something you enjoy, it's more likely to be successful anyway. So just
True.
if that's what you enjoy doing, just keep doing that. Like you can debate a little, you can host a little. You don't have to like. Don't focus on quote unquote being successful. Just do what you enjoy doing, right?
Oh, and then the success will come with it.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. But also, like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Like today, I was having some pretty good conversations, and like, I think I'm genuinely like a good and nice person. Like, I genuinely care for people.
You already have 400 subs on your Day of Debates account, right?
Yeah, like 463, I think.
That's pretty good, bro. It's pretty good.
It's also a fresh account. Go ahead, Plum. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying nice.
It's also a fresh account, so it doesn't have I think so. If I remember right, the algorithm pays attention to the follower/followers ratio. I think I've heard that before. So you don't want like the numbers to be close to each other. You want there to be more followers than people that the account's following. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but I swear I've heard that before.
Yeah. I did
That makes sense.
do this thing on the Controversial Compass channel on YouTube where I just subscribe to everybody that subscribed to me. That might have been a bad thing to do.
The Day of Debates one is fire. I mean, if you look at the examples, like Modern Day Debate, you got Premiere Unbelievable. They only have a few 100,000 subs. I mean, and they've been doing this for like 10, 15 years or something.
You know what would be a good account, honestly, to use to host debates is Kylo's, because Kylo has like 8,000 followers and only follows like one person.
Yeah, his is very professional looking. Yeah, but no, like I'm happy with what we do. Like we host these debates, and like I connect with really popular creators. It's been really fun. Okay, like no beef or anything, right? But there was this one time Black Labs did say that like Ian would never come on my channel and like collaborate or like debate with me. And then, like, we got Ian to debate Jason on my channel, so that was a highlight event. But no, Black Labs is really cool. I like Black Labs, man.
Yeah, that's really cool.
No, we've connected with a lot of people.
Real quick, I gotta drop for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, see you around. Yeah, we've worked with a lot of amazing creators, and yeah, we've done stuff that people said that we wouldn't do, and like, I'm only 27.
I mean, modern day debates gets big names there all the time. I mean, Matt Dillahunty, etc. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's an attainable goal for you to get people like that. I don't know what they charge, but I mean, if your account is big enough, I mean, they might not need as much motivation to come on the stream and promote something and do a debate.
Yeah. Also, like, we are saving money, sort of. Like, all the gifts that we get from Dave Debates, I have been trying to put it into, like, a savings account, but recently we had to take all the money out of the savings account so we could, like, pay people for judging the tournament.
Dude, you should get Ryan Mullins and Dale Tuggy, bro. Oh my
Ryan Mullins and
goodness.
who?
Dale Tuggy, he's a Unitarian. He just debated James White. He would happily debate Ryan Mullins, I'm sure. That would be a huge debate.
Ryan Mullins has like a weird Trinitarian view. I remember him. It has something to do with the filioque, where like he thinks that. I think if I remember right, he said something like he thinks both kind of sides of that are confused. I think he's like some. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think I heard he's some kind of partialist. I think I heard him say something like that.
No. When you said filioque, I thought of Wits. She kind of sucks.
What?
Like, when you said filioque, I thought of Wit, and then I just
Oh, you guys are fighting right now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, she really sucks.
Oh, well.
Well, sorry, I was playing a video. Yeah, dude. Dale Tuggy, I can get him to debate Ryan Mullins for you, bro. I can get that happening.
He's a
Search him up.
Unitarian?
Yeah,
He's one of the biggest Unitarian scholars in the world. I can get that debate going.
Okay, I would say let me survive this first Ryan Mullins debate, and then we can talk about booking him for anything else. I'll ask him if he wants to do like more debates. That'd be cool if he did. But yeah, let me see if I can get through this like first one.
Yeah, that would be a really big debate, Coco. Dale Tuggy's first two debates with James White already got 70,000 views and 30,000 views. If you had proper SEO, he just did one that recently, like a few weeks ago, it already has 40K. Like, if you do proper SEO, you could get like 10, 20, 30, 40,000 views on that video. Ryan
James
Mullins
White's an
debate.
asshole. I don't know anyone listens to him.
James
Yeah. I can get you a 10,000 view video, Coco, if you just listen to me. I'm telling you, bro. If you actually, I'm being super nice here, bro. Like, I
Oh
can
no,
get
yeah,
you
like
10
I'm totally down to do
10,000
it.
view
No,
video.
like I'm 100% like yes to do it. I'll definitely try to like basically
Just ask Ryan Mullins. Ryan Mullins will know Dale Tuggy. Ask Ryan Mullins, do you want to debate Dale Tuggy? He'll say yes. Then you could go to Dale Tuggy. Dale Tuggy was just on Constantine's channel. He has like 500 followers. He'll happily he'll have to prepare, but yes, bro. I got you.
So like after this debate, I'll probably ask Ryan Mullins, hey, do you want to do any other debates? I have a friend named PRK who's suggesting you debate.
No, don't do all that. Just ask him if he'll debate Dale Tuggy.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, so I'll ask him like, hey, do you want to do any other debates? Would you debate Dale
No!
Just ask him would he debate Dale Tuggy?
Yes.
Yes, just say, hey, by the way, Dale Tuggy might be interested in debating you. Would you be interested in debating him?
Okay.
Just say that.
And Ryan Mullins will be interested in taking that debate. I'm almost sure of it.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. Like actually, like 100%, I'm gonna actually ask him. Like I'm totally down to do it.
Yeah, like don't like, but be forward, like to the point. You don't have to like be his friend when you ask. Just say, look, hey, would you be interested in debating Dale Tuggy? He might be interested in debating you, right? I'm sure he's gonna say yeah.
Okay.
And then Prue can just do the same thing with Dale Tuggy. Like, hey, I heard Ryan Mullins might be interested in debating you. Would you be interested in debating Ryan Mullins?
Yep.
Okay. And yeah.
And then if one of them says no, then there's no reason to proceed any further.
Yep. It's that simple, Coco. It's that simple. I know you're getting excited, Coco. We're gonna get that happening.
I know, yeah, like I'm totally down. Like, and like that's kind of the way you stay relevant, right? You do what nobody else is doing. You do like crazy ass like projects and shit.
Yeah, that's a really good one. People will want to see that.
Yeah. Hello, guys. If you like debates on TikTok, well, you're really gonna like this one. Dale Tuggy versus Ryan Mullins on Is the Trinity True?
Right.
Happening this Friday.
Is Tuggy going to get mulled or is Mullins going to get tugged? Find out this Saturday on Day of Debates.
Yeah. And like, wait, imagine if I actually did that and like made it funny. You know, I wore like a suit and a Chewbacca mask or some shit. Like, made it actually like hilarious. Hello, guys. Breaking news report. Are you into debates? Well, boy, do I have a debate for you.
Yeah, Dale
Is
Tuggy's also
Ryan-
debated William Lane Craig too. Like that's again, it's a big debate.
Is Ryan gonna get tugged or is Tuggy gonna get mauled? Well, check it out. This Friday, Ryan Mullins versus I already forgot his name. But what
Dale
something
Tuggy.
Dale Tuggy. Is the Trinity true? 7
No.
p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Yeah, I can get that debate set up. Man, Coco, you're gonna get 10,000 views off me. That's crazy, bro.
That'd be hella cool. And actually, like, I don't know, I could give you the proceeds from it. Like,
No, you don't need to. I mean, I don't know. If I get it set up, I want something maybe, but I don't know.
I could probably pay you for it.
No, I don't want any payment.
Oh, because we pay judges, so like we could probably pay you or something.
Maybe like if I could just ask some questions at the end of the debate.
Oh yeah. So we could do like if it happens, like we could just be like, okay, PRK is gonna be the first one up to ask questions.
Okay, yeah, and just like shout me out for setting it up. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
That's
Hell
that's
yeah.
all.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, you just have to remind me like.
I know Metaphysics Mike. He has like 50,000 followers on here, and I'm friends with him, and he knows Dale Tuggy. He actually interviewed him, so I know people that know Dale Tuggy personally, so I can get that.
Okay, bet. Honestly,
Pretty
with
excited.
that, there's like nobody in here.
Yeah.
I don't know what other lives are happening. I might go check some other stuff out.
Yeah, I might as well. Maybe AR's streaming. I don't know.
Yeah, Slim's live. Like, I don't know. Be what it be.
All right, Coco. Well, I'll see you soon. I might come up if you're still on. But
Okay. Yeah, I'll see you around. I'm gonna go check the atmosphere.
all right, cool. See you, man.
See you. And regardless, I know there's only like 7 people in here, but thank you guys for being here. You know, this is me basically trying to go live and do the same thing every single week so people know what to expect when they come to my channel. I'm trying to like boost my audience and kind of be a bigger creator when it comes to TikTok. I appreciate you guys supporting me. It was a small crowd today, but you got to start somewhere. With that, you know, I'm gonna head out. I stream on YouTube right now. Everything you're seeing right now is currently streaming to YouTube and Twitch, and I'm playing Fortnite, and Fortnite is on YouTube and Twitch. So, yeah, I'm playing video games, talking about philosophy and religion, and that's what I'm doing. So, with that, I'm gonna head out unless anyone else has something for me. Rob, I'm about to go check out other lives, but do you got anything for me? Anything to say? Anything?